Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning while I turn off my fan. And welcome to Fridays, The World's Gone Insane. Let's Talk About It podcast. It's a mouthful, but it needs to be because we like it punchy, big, and sexy, just like
That's what she said.
my co hosts. Joining me are my usual cohorts as well as D Jose 101. Hello, guys. Don't really care. Let's get on with it. We've
All
got a
right,
lot
fuck you
to talk
too
about. Yeah.
then.
So we are talking gaming. Oh, look, my cat wants to join in as well. We are talking gaming first, then film and TV, and then we're going to finish off with politics. And we're going to start with, well, Jose, what would you like to talk about? You were eager to talk gaming. Take the
Oh
floor.
boy, okay. Where do we go? Do we go with the fuckery of Rockstar or do we go with the fuckery of Activision? Gee, I don't know. Let's go ahead and start with Rockstar. The
Okay.
geniuses at Rockstar, they decided what we're going to do. We're going to have Red Dead Redemption, which is a fantastic game, by the way. It's one of the greatest video games of all time. They decided they're going to release the port for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 with no updates, no upgrades to FPS, no multiplayer whatsoever for an astounding $50. Yes, you heard me right, $50. If there was ever something to describe Rockstar, it would be way behind the times because these people are so out of date, they're so out of touch. They think a 50-year-old or they think a 13-year-old game for $50 will sell. And here's the sad thing. Sadly, it will sell, unfortunately, because people will be desperate to play Red Dead Redemption on PS4, even though it is an outdated console. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, oh, my God, my back just clicked. Jesus Christ. Look, Rockstar just don't care. They don't
Yep.
care. Take Two, they don't care. They outsourced the game to Double 11, I think the name of the company is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even Rockstar doing the game. It's some random company. Of course, that went really well with the deluxe edition of whatever it was
Grand Theft
called,
Auto. Yeah.
GTA 3 trilogy. So, you know, that went well. Oh, definitive edition, I think it was called. It wasn't very definitive at all.
Mm-mm.
So it's just an expensive port. You can easily sort that problem out by just downloading the game on your PC if you've got your PC, or just whipping out your old fucking PlayStation 3 and putting the game on,
Mm-hmm.
or your Xbox 360 and putting the game on. I've still got the game, I've
Yeah.
still got the disc. So this is just indicative of this company and all the big AAA boys. They just don't care. They want it made as cheaply as possible to get it out there. They're ignoring this massive success and profit that Capcom have had with re-releasing all their like Resident Evil games and all this. Not re-releasing, sorry,
Remake
remaking,
them.
not remastering, remaking
Mm-hmm.
those games, and they've had huge success. All their profits came from their remakes, and what saddens me is that GTA 6 is going to come out. That's going to make bank. And I bet you any money that's going to be a subscription based model on that. Because I know like GTA 5 has GTA Plus
Yep.
option, which is garbage. I mean, even with that option, they still took away 180 cars and they made you fucking want to have to buy them again. They didn't even hide half of those cars behind the the GTA Plus paywall. They just said, "No, just buy them again." And this is just a shitty company. They are. It's difficult to gauge who's the worst out of Ubisoft, Activision, EA,
EA.
and
I
Take
mean,
Two. I think they're all on par. They are the quartet of just shit.
and I've got to take. I think, to be honest with y'all, and y'all might agree, y'all might disagree. I think this is the worst gaming has been in a really long time, if
Ever.
ever,
Ever.
if you know, if what sells is remakes and remasters, and we're out of ideas. I
Yeah,
really believe that.
no, I think this is my issue with monopolies. When you have a monopoly in the industry, so the Endeavor Group and Microsoft eventually are going to end up buying Activision, plus all the companies they own, all this kind of shit, is you, you end up stifling creativity, or you end up boxing companies into a single genre of gaming, which ultimately, once that game flops, that studio is then disbanded. And no, Cat, you've had plenty of attention today, and you end up with a garbage quality that we've got now. The good news is, though, there are still a good handful of independent companies out there that are really pushing the boundaries. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3.
I got to get that. I got to get that.
I keep my hearing about that game.
Mate, it is okay. It's setting records. It's got 850,000 concurrent players at its peak. It's exceeded all expectations. The game is bigger than your eyes could imagine. And there are no DLCs coming. There are no microtransactions whatsoever.
Okay, good. They got it like Hogwarts Legacy because that's what I want.
Yeah,
I want it
nothing
exactly
else
like
coming now. Just as you got it, that's how you're getting it. It's as simple as that.
So
no extras coming. And the CEO of Larian Games came out and he said so. And a lot of Western developers essentially were like, "Stop making us look bad," and we're like, and he's like, well, "You did that to yourself, really."
Yeah,
And he said, "No, we're not setting expectations for the RPG genre. This is what our game does. Assassin's Creed did its thing. Other games do their thing. We're doing our thing, and it's as simple as that. We're not here to set rules and expectations and all that, Gaz."
Yeah, I mean, I think Red Dead, the original game, is great. I mean, the Undead Nightmare DLC was a piece of genius, Cowboys v Zombies. But it's like they've released Red Dead Redemption 2, and they're supposed to be releasing the GTA 6 in the not too distant future.
Yeah, March or 2024, 2025 is what they just said.
Isn't that far away if you think about it, because it's 2023 now. So it's like, shouldn't you be working on that? Because I think I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been the beta test dropped, and it kind of looks a bit like. I think it
got leaked.
It got leaked.
It got
pre-alpha. It was pre-alpha. It was just developed.
Going far from finish.
Now the thing is that people will blame it if it flops on it having a female protagonist rather than what it actually is, which is that it just looks like soulless garbage. And the thing is that GTA is better than this. I mean, GTA used to be the pinnacle. Like you look at Vice City, for example. I'm talking about the original Vice City, not that flaming abomination that was released a couple of years ago. And it was great. And it's like, and now it's just like, I'm now not looking forward to 6 because it's like, because 5 came out about
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And they keep re-releasing that piece of shit. I mean, it's not a piece of shit, but
it's a piece of shit. I hate GTA 5.
Too many DLCs.
Yeah, I just found it fucking boring ass gameplay. Like the cops, Rockstar just don't know fun. They don't know fun. Like there's always obstacles in the way of fun with their games. And Red Dead Redemption 2 was a prime example of that. The game was okay in terms of gameplay. The level setting was the best ever in a game.
Single player was amazing for what it was, but
the storyline was out of this fucking world, and that's what kept me playing it. The gameplay itself, it's outdated. The gameplay mechanics are sorely outdated, and GTA 6 looks like it's just pretty much the same outdated garbage. But people are gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it. They're gonna spend, and they're gonna make GTA 5 is like the most profitable bloody game franchise of anything ever, and people are just going to keep spending fucking money on it. And I don't know why I'm bothered about it, because I don't really give a shit about GTA anymore.
I'm curious. I'm always will be.
It just looks boring. GTA 6 just looks boring. There's nothing. Hang on, fucking camera. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, it just I don't care about it. I'm interested in this. If they're gonna sell it with a subscription model, or if they're gonna do half and just like, here's the game, and then get all your shark cards and all that.
Here's my take. If it goes full live service like Suicide Squad is, they're fucking done. If it goes that way, it's over, because it's like, no, I will not support.
Wait, no, hang on. What are you talking about? It is a live service game.
But I mean, if it was to go full live service and they said we're getting rid of like the single player campaign and the story and that kind of shit, if they turn it into that, it'd be over. I would be fucking
if
done.
it's basically Apex Legends like flaming the Suicide Squad. Then,
Yep. If they make it like Suicide Squad, I'm done with this franchise. It's over for me.
Yeah.
For me, for little things that I don't want to be cleaning my fucking gun all the time. I don't want to be feeding my player all the time. These things are not fun.
Yeah. No,
you're right, Ginger. There's realism, and then there's this, and these things are mundane, boring tasks that you don't want to keep having to go back to. You just want to play the fucking game, and not have to do all this shit, feed your fucking horse, and all this bollocks. You know, these are stupid things. You know, it's just, you know, I want to have fun with my video game, not fucking work.
Yeah, it was a chore. It was a fucking chore. Everything was a chore. I want to go and raise hell. I want to build a gang and rob banks and fucking rob trains and or do the vigilante stuff, whatever. Just do something. You couldn't literally do fucking nothing in that game. Yep. Go sell your furs. Go buy some more skins. Go fuck off.
Yeah, work.
Fuck off.
And here's the deal. Can we get some cheat codes? I know that makes me sound like an old relic, but please, come on. Give me some cheat codes and let me save the fucking game. Because in Red Dead 2, you could use cheats, but you couldn't save. Yeah, that was so stupid.
They did the same with GTA. And I'm like, why? Why can't I say, like, why are you dictating to me how I can play my single player game? I'm not cheating online. Okay, they did it. The new Saints Row did the same thing. You can't save the game anymore. Like, what are you doing? Don't fucking stop dictating to me. Like, I fucking hate it with a passion when they fucking dictate to you how you should play your fucking game. Cheats after you complete the fucking game was so much fun.
Yes.
And all the cheats away.
Yep.
Like, fuck you. Like, there's just no sense of control anymore.
And they're stopping people from modding as well, by the way. They're coming down on
modding.
I was going to bring that up because that's why you're not getting a PC port of Red Dead. That's exactly why we're not getting a PC port, because Rockstar fucking knows that modders would do a better job than they themselves would. And they know this.
They did a better job with Red Dead Redemption 2, where you could turn into animals and fly around the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I was like, all they needed to do with Red Dead Redemption 2 is to say, oh, you know what? Fuck the hardcore fans. We're going full steampunk with this.
Yep.
And if they'd have gone steampunk with it, everyone will still be playing that game and spending money on gold and all this kind of shit. But because it's sitting there going, trapping furs and fucking, you know, fisting your bloody horse or whatever it is, nobody wants to fucking play it.
Yeah.
And Rockstar, have the audacity to cry that nobody's spending gold.
Yeah.
Why every DLC was just about trying to figure out a way of making money all the bloody time. And all I want to do is, like, I just want to play things. I want to do things. You know, like this notion of you know, having to make money so you can buy certain things. It was a tactic, and it made you grind, and it took away the fun of the game. It was I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. No. And then Rockstar's like, why are people pirating our shit? Gee, you fucking think?
Yeah.
And yet they're selling this for $50. This is one of those games. I'm like, no, get a 360, get a Series X, play it that way. That's all you got to do. You can get a physical copy for $30. I'm telling you now. With the Undead Nightmare DLC,
for like $2-3 over here.
Yeah,
you know, you get it for absolutely fucking nothing. But you watch the minute that game comes out, they're going to jack up the fucking prices of the older copies as well.
Yep.
And it's frustrating as well. And again, sticking on the
sorry, did you see the San Andreas remake?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was an absolute joke. And then did you see this one guy who did his version of the San Andreas remake? It was on YouTube.
Yep.
It was superb. It made you realize how good the remake should have been compared to what the third party gave us, which was an absolute fucking joke.
Yeah,
you know, and
guys.
I was going to say, like, because like the modding community, I think we've said before. Well, I've said before, anyway. There's an untapped, talent pool there that like companies like Rockstar or companies like Activision or whoever can bring in and make their products so much better by bringing in and saying, look, can you can you improve it? Because the thing is that they can look at because I think I saw the one you're talking about, Zam, which was what do you remember what it was called at all? I think I saw it. I see at least one.
It just happened to be just some YouTuber who knows his shit who's able just
It's
to.
not, and also I want to
Yeah.
cut this out because it's not about bringing in people to improve the game. It's that they don't want to fucking spend the money on doing it. And so if you're not going to spend money on doing it, just allow modding and let people indulge in a labor of love. As long as they don't profit from it, that's absolutely fine. And even if they did, you could take a percentage. That's what they used to fucking do.
But you make more money that way because if there's for example, a lot of their games do need a fresh coat of paint. It's just that the fresh coat of paint.
But they don't think like that. They
don't think like that.
They want it all.
They want returns every quarter. They need their fucking returns every quarter. So they're just gonna be like, I'm just gonna outsource this piece of shit, and because also let's be 100% honest here. All these CEOs know that gamers are stupid. They know that they suffer greatly from fear of missing out. Okay, so they know they can take the piss. They know that gamers are massive addicts. I mean, and the Western market is compared to the shit that in Asia, because in Asia they've managed to fucking cultivate a culture, not the games companies, the Asians, like China, South Korea,
Koreans,
in particular, where the more you spend on a game in microtransactions, the more of a status symbol it is. And I'm like, you are such fucking idiots.
Yep.
You're bigger idiots than us in the West, but because of that, you're just fueling you're just fueling this. You're helping fuel this fucking shit. Not that we're any better, but they're fucking 10 times worse. And it's just like, but what this year has shown us, well, two things have been shown in the last year alone. Is number one, live services are dead.
Yep.
Okay. Apart from the ones that are stable and just part of the kind of established gaming sphere now. The rest of the ones that are coming in fresh, the rest of the ones that are coming in. Hello, Powerline. It changed your life, did it? Fantastic. That's good to know. Yes, my most watched video today. But all the new live services games are dead. We lost 12 of them went under, and all the best selling stuff has been single player games like Hogwarts Legacy, like Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3. That's a multiplayer, and that's selling like gangbusters, and it's only out on PC. It's still coming to PS5 and all the other stuff. Bend over, welcome. Yes, we all need a little bit of Jesus inside us.
Jesus, he knows me. He knows I'm right.
Yeah. And so the tide is somewhat turning, but the established games like, for example, Call of Duty, which I'm just about to say that Modern Warfare 3 just got announced. Those are always guaranteed money makers. FIFA, Madden, and all this kind of shit. They're always the guaranteed money makers. But on the flip side, I'm hoping younger generations just, because everyone's broke, they just go for the single player experience. Games and just like, this will do me. No micros, no bullshit. But we'll wait and see.
Because you look at, like, for example, the really interesting games that come out there, they don't come from AAA studios, they come from independent studios, like that game we were chatting about in the chat before this, which was Viewfinder. Looks like an amazing game. You've bought it. I've bought it.
I've yet to play it, but I've bought it.
I so want to buy it. I mean, like, if I get a new job, that's not going to be my first purchase.
Mate. Viewfinder, it's just a simple puzzle game. It's not a big game.
Okay.
It's like cheap as chips, like 15 quid I got it for. And it's basically, so in order to get from one end to the other or through the level, you can pick up pictures and you've got to position them. You take a photo that's there, you pick it up, and you've got to position it into a certain way, then it molds and becomes the level, and then you carry on walking through that photo and all this kind of shit. It's genius. Absolute fucking genius. People should, just Google it after we're done here.
It reminds me a lot of Portal.
Yeah, it's like Portal, but with like photographs and other puzzle elements, and it's amazing. A friend of mine played through it. It's not a long game, but he absolutely loved it. Said it's a massive mind fuck, but in a good kind of way. But that's what I mean. Like you get these kind of games. It's always like, and it's the same with like films as well. The more kind of unique and wonderful looking things like Mario Brothers, Barbie, Across the Spider-Verse, and all this kind of stuff. They're the ones that people want to go and see. They're the things that people find interesting. The kind of generic kind of shit. It's I'm hoping it just carries on just flopping. I really pray Modern Warfare 3 is a flop because they've announced that game and Modern Warfare 2, which I fucking pre-ordered because it was really cheap to do so. And it was £15 off its original price. So I thought, all right, I had a lot of fun with Modern Warfare and with Warzone.
Yep.
And then it's just a broken piece of shit. My friend couldn't get it to work on his PS5 at all. And Warzone 2 is just a broken pile of shit. And Modern Warfare 2 is bare bones garbage. And then announced Modern Warfare 3. It's like, what happened to the biannual releases? They were going to do that lasted 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're not going to release Call of Duty every year anymore, and then here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and give it to you, even though we're going to say it's Modern Warfare 3, but it's really not, because that's kind of what they're going with. They're like, this is the DLC to Modern Warfare 2 that you idiots are paying $70 for. That's exactly what they're doing too.
I mean, Ginger, I know that you're a fan of COD. Are you a fan of Modern Warfare as well?
Huh? That's what I was talking about. Modern Warfare is COD.
Yeah.
No, I thought they're two different things. Call of Duty is like
Call of Duty is the game, and Modern Warfare is
one of the series
of the Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a few not too long ago, like even Angry Joe, he brought up the latest Madden, and then he zooms into some of the stuff in the background, like Madden 24, and there's backgrounds of Madden 23 there. They haven't updated the game at all. It's just basically
no. Madden's never going to get Madden is never going to be brand new. It's going to be like here's the number, here's the disc. All it is same game, different disc, slight roster update, slight new animations here and there, and you're paying for a roster and animation update. That's Madden.
That's why I stopped buying it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't bought a Madden game since the fucking Mega Drive game days. Because I didn't care enough, but I love the Mega Drive ones, the Sega Genesis for you Americans. I love those ones, but after that, I just I played it a couple of times on PS1 and PS2, but for me.
EA now doesn't own the FIFA license, but people are wondering what 24 is going to be like now. It's not going to be.
It's literally FIFA. It's if you see the game. It's the same game, just a different name.
Yep.
Yeah. I did see that. Like there was one
FC24.
FC24, but there was one real funny thing they did where they said gameplay trailer, and it was all cutscene footage, and then 1 second
of
fucking gameplay, and then back to cutscene footage again. It kind of shows you where it's going. But what people are saying is that now FIFA have no license over this. They have no dictation over this. So maybe there'll be more like things like bringing back cheating and fouling and blood and stuff like that, which is what people are hoping that FC24 will be. But we'll see how that pans out, but nevertheless,
no, it's gonna.
You're asking for innovation from EA, and it's just.
but what I'm also curious now is that 2K are now going to be getting FIFA. They're going to be licensed under that game.
Yeah, and you can play a couple of fruit machines before you kick a ball, like basketball.
Oh god, yeah, I know. It's like it really is like giving it from one cunt to another. But it will still be curious as a fan of these games, or as a fan of football who likes to play, but I play online with people, so. I have an invested interest to a degree, but it'll be interesting to see what 2K brings to FIFA.
Yeah.
Child gambling. That's a guarantee. Yeah.
Gambling and greed for sure. Yep.
But with Modern Warfare 3, I'm just going to go ahead and lay a disclaimer out now. It's made by Sledgehammer, so if you didn't like World War II and if you didn't like Vanguard,
is Sledgehammer making it?
Yep.
Oh no,
yep.
Well,
yep.
The only thing that they're guaranteed to give me is a good zombie game.
Yep.
Because
so
Outbreak was fantastic.
Yep, I'm letting people know now is Sledgehammer making Modern Warfare 3. So if you didn't like World War II and if you didn't like Vanguard, in which case you shouldn't like Vanguard because Vanguard is the worst Call of Duty I've ever played, you're not going to like this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get Modern Warfare 3. If they do Outbreak 2, I'm 100% getting it, as long as it's not broken. Because Outbreak was the best fucking zombie game I've ever played. But even that, still waiting for a huge price drop. Because I just can't with that fucking bullshit. But THQ Nordic dropped their stream today, showcasing all their games that are going to be massive disappointment and broken pieces of shit. But on that note, Shredder, please tell me you are still in the comments because I'm about to drop this on you, baby.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what this is. So I'm a bit
anticipating
what this is.
You're gonna love this.
Yep. I know one of the games that are going to be coming out, but I don't know of all the other ones.
Love this.
I don't know either.
It's not really going to show anything. It's just an announcement.
No. 2K's version will be like you have to spend like $1,000 to get.
Full screen it, baby.
Oh, is it? This is the game that we've been talking about.
Full screen that shit right now, or I'm going to fire you.
How the fuck do I full screen it?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Oh, there it is.
There's that little square at the bottom.
What little square at the bottom?
No, we full screen it on the YouTube page.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that.
I'm gonna fire you.
Just watch it from your YouTube page until we get back. Like Forrest Ghetto. No, you don't.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
YouTube, yeah. One candle left. Yeah, I love it. Oh, come on. No offense, Ginger. I expected better from you, mate. You give us that as a fucking...
Yeah.
You give us that as a trailer. Come on.
That's why I wanted to hype you up to get disappointed as I was.
Yeah. Like, give us a gameplay. That wasn't even a cinematic.
Actually, if you want...
Where the fuck is G-Man gone?
I don't know, but if you want gameplay, there is one trailer that I watched earlier that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. It's a snow day, guys. It's a snow day.
Oh, yeah. Let me play that. Hang on.
Yeah. That actually looks really, really good.
What's happened to my fucking...
I don't know.
What's happened here? Why is this gone all weird? Oh, I know why. No.
Hey.
Zoom out, you stupid fucking cunt. There we go.
I was hoping we could. I forgot to ask Gary about falling asleep on the stream the other day.
Yeah.
Right, let's get South Park. All right.
What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? You being a naughty boy? Hmm? Being naughty. Being naughty. Being naughty, huh? Being naughty.
All right, what in the hell?
Oh, that looks interesting. I can't see it, by the way. You haven't shared it.
What?
Nope.
You forgot to share it. Start again.
Oh, what is... Oh, my God. My computer's just drunk now. It's opening up a million fucking programs. Hang on.
And yeah.
Why is it not shared? Show on stream. Fuck.
There you go. But now you got to rewind the damn thing.
I hate this fucking app.
Yeah.
I hate this fucking app.
Daddy's back.
Okay.
I'll bring him in.
Yeah. Can you see that okay now?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's a snow day. The most magical of days in a young child's life. Yeah!
Is it turn-based like other South Park?
No.
Isometric.
And just because that's South Park, I'm going to be buying it because I thought the first 2 games were really good for what they were. They were short, but they were really, really good. I could see this like being a massive sale once it goes down in price, though. It'll sell a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Shredder. Oh, fuck yes. Yeah, for Last Running. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause,
Last Running is Zack, the 5th turtle from the 87 cartoon.
Damn.
Oh, my God. Gary had to leave. You heard becoming a female Tucker Carlson now plans to spend 6 hours saying the left is to blame for her lurch to the right. Well, we could go into politics later. Right, last game to showcase before we talk more. And right.
So just very quickly on that South Park game, but that's the first I've heard of it. Is it like 4-player co-op or was it 2-player co-op?
They haven't said yet.
They haven't said yet.
Yeah, because the stick of death,
Okay.
the stick of whatever they called,
The Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole, this all ties in together with those.
Yeah, because they turn based.
I never finished
RPGs
those
or something.
games.
They were turn based. They were
Yeah,
really
I could
funny,
be
but
asked.
I was just watching other people play because I fucking hate turn based stuff.
Yep.
But this one doesn't look like it's turn based at all.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
I'm going to be getting it just because it's South Park, and I'm like, I love South Park.
Trying to be a South Park clone of League of Legends. Oh, I'll take that as long as it ain't.
I'll take it. Yeah.
As long as it ain't turn based, I'll fucking take it. And I do love a nice isometric game.
Mm.
Right. Next one is this.
Don't forget to share it.
Show on stream. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yes.
I taught him that every choice counts. The
My voice
choices
is
he
annoying.
made changed his life and ours. He remembered Adelpha as a vast and beautiful ecosystem where every living thing has its place and its purpose. But the invaders brought Sankra to our world and disconnected us
Okay.
from each other. You see, it is not enough just to climb every tower, as you might do on Earth. One must uncover how everything in our world is part of a whole. The many hidden relations that connect all living things on Adelpha in perfect harmony. He discovered our secrets, learned how to nurture our creatures, nourished our plants, to understand that they only grow together. And he learned to influence this delicate system for the
I'm
better.
getting Avatar vibes out of this.
The more
And
effort
Star
you
Wars
put
as
in,
well.
the
Yeah.
greater the impact. A true hero starts his journey any place he chooses and eventually makes a difference everywhere he goes. By influencing the balance, supporting the resistance, and defying the invaders with just the right strategy.
Shoot things.
In return, our planet would grant him the powers of the Yards. But you can't become a citizen of Adelpha and change our world without
believe.
it changing you as well.
Okay, that game doesn't look like anything I'd want to play, but hey.
So it's the first Outcast was crap, like really crap. This one is up my alley. Big open world. You've got a jetpack. You can fly around, exploration, all this kind of stuff. But the fear is that the level is just going to be bare bones. There might not be much to do. Again,
It's
the
a wait
budget for this.
It's a wait for a sale. I could see it already.
Oh, 100%. It's never going to be bio.
So it reminds me
bio-related.
it reminds me a little bit of No Man's Sky a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
kinda.
mixture of like No Man's Sky, the
yeah.
flying mechanics of like Anthem, and all this kind of stuff.
Anthem was the game I was thinking of as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that kind of vibe. But it could be a surprise. Could be a surprise little hit for on the cheap. So keep an eye on that. But those were the standouts. Everything else was just forgettable, generic pish. But I wanted to put those out. Last Ronin, for the love of God, please don't fuck this up. This is what people want.
Put
You
your
know.
I'm a little bit disappointed that-
expectations always should be low, never high.
Oh, they're always low.
low.
Yeah.
Always low.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest with you, because the fact is, all we saw was like candles going out, and all of a sudden the freeze frame of him taking over.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they only announced the game a few months ago.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
going to come out for another year, if that.
No,
Maybe
no,
longer.
it's a ways away. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I am
4
interested
years.
in it because the comic book is amazing.
The what?
The comic book's amazing.
Yeah, the comic book is amazing, and they just
Mhm.
all they got to do is take the comic book, put it into the game,
Don't fuck it up.
and don't fuck it up. You know,
Yep.
there's nothing worse than when you have a beautiful blueprint and you take a steaming dump on it, just like they've done with like The Witcher and all this kind of stuff. Not the games
Yep.
series, but you know, for Last Running, pray for Arkham City. Expect mutants in Manhattan. Oh my god! But no, that's what they said. I mean, they did say that it's going to be akin to like the Arkham games, you know, but with ninjas, basically.
Yeah, well, that's a high bar to aim for, but hey.
Oh,
It's a high bar. I'd love to say that THQ Nordic can pull it off, but it's Black Forest making the game.
oh,
I don't know.
What
I just
else?
don't know.
What else Black Forest made so I can judge how shit it'll be?
That's a good fucking point. Let's have a look. Black
Let me give you
Forest
a
games.
That's how.
Destroy All Humans.
okay, then it'll be good. It'll be good.
I like that series.
Yep.
Rogue Stormers. I've never heard of that one. Let's have a look. What else they've got here? Let's have a look at their games. Games developed. Right. Gianna Sisters of Twisted Dreams. Never heard of that. A lot of Gianna Sisters. Rogue Stormers. Bubsy, The Woolly Strikes Back. More Gianna's. Titan Quest. Fate of Science. Yeah, they basically Destroy All Humans is their main thing, and those were great games. So
Yep.
yeah, I expect it to be good. So you know, let's see how high they set the bar. They don't have to make it massive. Like, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
big game. It just has to be packed full of stuff to do, and not just one-dimensional hack and slash. You know,
Yeah,
it's
make
gotta
it like a $30 game. Start small, and then like if it really takes off, then make the next one like a full game.
yeah, exactly.
That's how I see it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for example, is they take the Arkham idea, which is you start off maybe without any sort of like equipment, and then you acquire equipment as you go on. That could be an interesting idea. Like that, you start off maybe like you've been betrayed. So sorry, I'm just opposing, but like they've been like stripped of all equipment, and they've got to like kind of like get it back as you go on. That could be an interesting premise.
Yeah, I'm all for that. It's not just don't make it shit, basically.
Yeah.
Or
Definitely.
I mean, the Endeavor Group are not too bad with their micro stuff. They're all right. So I don't expect it to be a greedy piece of shit. You know, I mean, even the Arkham games, like if you got the Game of the Year editions, you got all the DLC with them, because I never bought the game off the bat. I just waited for Game of the Year editions where you get all the DLC, and the DLC was better than the fucking Arkham Knight game itself. Where you can play like, you know, all the different back characters and Harley Quinn and Cat Bitch and so that was the showcase. Any other gaming news anyone wants to talk about before we move on?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, we're moving on to film and TV. So some WWE news. Well, I was going to come in and just talk mainly about SummerSlam, but then we just had the little bombshell drop that when the acquisition happens with whoever owns UFC.
Endeavor and blah blah blah.
Yeah, Endeavor. When Endeavor
It's
by
different.
WWE, Triple H will no longer be on the board.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Because this is the first I've heard of it. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's not going to be on the board.
It's
just
going down, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie's gone. Vince is a fucking tyrant, and I just see it now. Like it's like, damn it, this is my ship, and none of you have any say in it. Ha ha ha. And
Yeah,
once
but
he
his own
sells it,
family would be the right people to obviously keep things running regardless, and
Yeah,
making a
but
deal that maybe Paul Levesque could still
It's
be there. in
Vince's
some
guys
capacity.
it's Vince's guys and Endeavor's guys that are going to be running the show, and by Vince's guys I mean a bunch of stupid
Nick Khan.
executives that
Yep,
Nick Khan
Nick
and
Khan
two
and-
other people and all this kind of shit, and
basically.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
what it is as well is that someone like Triple H, he's like a very much of a go-between between wrestlers and the board. He being an ex-wrestler, I think they want that gap. You know, they don't want a go-between. They don't want a middleman or anything like that. They want the gap where the executives are here, the wrestlers are there. We'll fucking pay you less than we ever paid you before, and you're gonna fucking love it, and we're gonna work you to fucking death as well. You know what I mean? That's basically what I feel is why
that's
Triple H
definitely
is
what's
out-
going to
out
happen
of the
because
picture.
Endeavor
Yeah.
treats its fighters like shit,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah.
they're definitely going to
Yeah, they
over
get
the
paid like
years they're
crap
going to
as well.
gradually fuck up the WWE as well.
They're gonna run it
And
into the ground.
Nick Aldis has joined WWE as a producer, which is a stupid move.
Yeah, because we like Triple H has been responsible for like probably the best products WWE has, which is NXT. It's
Yeah,
like, and
he's
been
still
like
going to
that.
be in that role. He's still going to be there in that role.
He's just not doing
It's just not on
executive
the.
shit.
It's just
Yeah.
not on the executive side of it.
He has
He's still going to
power.
be on the creative side of it.
At least until Vince decided to pitch a bitch fit, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, fuck this." Like, as long as they keep Vince in power somehow, which I have a feeling he will be,
I thought
because
he-
if the federal government could not fucking touch him, nothing will.
I thought
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
out. I thought he got ousted when the whole Fabian thing about him did the
Ousted.
study came out.
What are you talking about? He's back. How was
Yeah,
he
he's back.
ousted? He got ousted
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, then he did a hostile takeover.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm only back to oversee like this type of shit," and then,
Come on,
"Hey,
dude.
here I am to take over."
Gene Carroll fucking won a court battle against Donald Trump regarding sexual assault, and the guy's still front runner to be president of the United States. I mean, it don't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like, people don't give a fuck about sexual assault anymore.
Nothing.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's a really-
He's still got court cases. There's still police are still seizing his stuff, and it doesn't make a fucking difference. You know. Now I'm hoping once the deal goes through, that Endeavor turned around and said, "Right, yeah, you can fuck off now,"
Yep.
because they have
But that means
the
they don't want
majority
all that.
shares. They'll have the majority shares, and then we'll see what they have. What goes on from there. But look, WWE is fucked either way.
Yeah.
It's fucked with Vince. It's fucked with Endeavor. So makes no fucking difference. Makes no fucking difference whatsoever. Me, I want the product to be good, mainly because I want to keep Mattel as the official toy license because their toys are awesome. I don't really give a shit about wrestling. I just care about the fucking figures, if I'm being perfectly honest. But no, in reality, look what happened at SummerSlam. And
Sure.
they jumped the shark with Jimmy and Jay.
Yep.
Like, you don't do the most perfect splitting of the bloodline only to do what they did there. And I don't know what the aftermath of that is. I don't care. That's a jump the shark moment. You've killed the bloodline storyline now. And let me see. Oh, here we go. This will make you happy, Shredder. Ed Ferreira and Vince Russo to return to WWE creatively. James win the title and Roman Reigns by pinning Paul. Yep, that sounds
Bro.
good to me.
Bro.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
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 I mean, that sounds like something you would see in WCW, to tell you the truth. But fair
Yep.
enough.
Huh? Well,
That
yeah,
sounds like
that's
some
why he
WCW. Or
said
even
Yeah.
AEW, yeah.
hey, that's an
Oh,
AEW
okay.
thing.
Sorry, he said Vince Russo, my bad. I thought Vince won.
Don't worry. Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, that being said, thoughts, Jose, on what happened at SummerSlam and everything I just talked about.
I thought it was a good show. You know, Brock and Cody, despite having no real build-up other than having Brock come out just to beat the fuck out of Cody, I thought it was a good match for what it was. And the fucking bloodline, it's like, all right, so you have one brother turn on the other. They should have did this at WrestleMania. If they would have did this at WrestleMania, it would have got people like, oh, shit. Okay, now it happens. But you do it at SummerSlam, you try to prolong it, and now it's going to have people speculate, well, who do you have in the fucking streak? Do you have Cody in the streak? Or do you have one of the Usos in the fucking streak? And I'm like, at this point, I don't really care because when he gets beat, it's like, you've done it for way too fucking long. So I don't really care either way.
Yeah, Gaz.
Fucking ridiculous is that what I mean? Because like you have like one of the strongest tag teams that they have in the Usos, and you decide to break them up over what a stupid screw finish. I mean, there's better ways you can do it. You could maybe have like maybe Damian Priest coming in and like hitting him with the flaming thing and then interrupting the count because he wants to be Reigns for it. That would make sense, but this makes no sense to me.
I mean, I like how I would have booked it is, you know, it's very simple. That like, okay, how do we end this match in a crazy way? Well, it's very simple. Kevin Owens is injured, so you bring Sami Zayn back in. He pulls Uso out because they're all fucking enemies anyway. At least the last time I checked. And then he grabs the mic and said, "If anyone's going to beat Roman Reigns, it's me." And then boom, Sami Zayn's in there. You've got him doing something while Kevin Owens is self injured. And now you've got this quartet of fuck around and everyone's against everyone, and you've added a chaos element in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And even if it leads to like a 3-way, yeah, it's just simple storytelling. It's like you bring in the wild card, and the wild card should have been Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Instead of the Uso, which everyone has universally said, what the fuck was that? So again, they just this is why I don't watch the product, because they don't know basic good storytelling. Okay, Vince McMahon has rarely done good storytelling. All right, rarely has he pulled it off because he doesn't fucking care. He has the attention span of a bloody gnat. All right, and he just wants this, and this. Even the wrestling matches, he doesn't know wrestling. All right, I can't remember who fucking said it, but he's an entertainment guy, not a wrestling guy.
Yeah, this has been known since the 80s.
Yeah,
he's always been an entertainment guy.
You see it all the time, and I always say to people, I said Vince McMahon was not a positive to wrestling. They're like, he bought it, he created the whole rock and wrestling, all that. I said, listen to me, the territories were exploding at the time. Okay, eventually they all would have had deals and there would have been more competition, but he killed the fucking competition before there could be competition. And it's only because of Ted Turner that we ended up with the NWA surviving, or whatever it is. You guys are better fucking historians than me. But Vince has always been, I've always found Vince to be a negative impact on WWE, on wrestling, sorry. And you see it time and time. Every storyline he blows. The Nexus, he blew it. Summer of Punk, he blew it. Fucking Zack Ryder, he blew it. Damien Sandow, he fucking blew it.
Yeah, because
Jake the Snake, he fucking blew it. How many fucking times? Guys,
that's because Ginger, they weren't part of his plan. Because
you're right.
These are guys that got over on their own merits. I mean, you look at Sandow. He got over by Fabian just being entertaining.
Yep.
And when they gave it, I mean, he became the first guy to win the bank. And when he cast it in, he didn't win it. So once he did that, he was done.
Vince used to book WrestleMania a year in advance.
He ended Zack Ryder. I mean, Frederick could probably back me up, but I think it was ended when Fabian. Two things happened. One of them was when Zack Ryder's girlfriend got off the cedar right in front of him, and the other one was when he got pushed off the Fabian ramp
by Kane.
By Kane, or who it was.
I mean, with Zack Ryder, like basically, they couldn't ignore the popularity. So Vince was like, "Okay, I'll give you what I want, and then I'm just gonna crash it, and I'm just gonna bury the motherfucker. As soon as he gets the US title, I'm then just gonna bury him, because within a month he dropped the title and he was buried."
Yep, and it was over.
And then it was a knee in the bollocks at WrestleMania and did him in. Wokey.
Yep.
Yeah. First of all, I didn't see the backstab from Jimmy Uso coming. To a degree, I actually appreciate it, but these guys have been tag teams for a long time, and this is something different. So, in some ways, I have no problems with that. But in other ways, I think to myself, well, what do we do next? And in my opinion, what I would have done next is maybe started a bloodline feud. If Jimmy and Jay still stay together as well, and obviously is it Solo?
Yeah.
All stay together with Roman and maybe start a feud with the Latin World Order, because I think there's one person who could still maybe make things worthy for Roman Reigns up to the next WrestleMania at least. And currently that will probably be Rey Mysterio. I'm not sure if he's feuded with him yet. And we could have we could easily have a LWO versus Bloodline match at Survivor Series, which we could take up, use some time. and then obviously after that we could maybe have Ray versus Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble to obviously do the job there before we then set up the next feud leading into WrestleMania. That's what I personally would have done. Yeah, it obviously elevates the LWO as well into more than just
Yeah, but they're just being treated as a joke. So
yeah,
you
I
know.
mean that's what I'm saying. They are being treated as a joke. But
Yeah.
this is like the only way I can think of them getting some elevation to a degree instead of just some nostalgic faction, which Rey Mysterio wasn't even part of in the first place.
All right, let me let me go to the comments here. So yeah, he used to book it year in advance. Crash TV. What's Crash TV? I don't.
Russo.
Russo.
Yep.
Really broke him. Yeah, and yeah, he doesn't know what to do.
If I was to tell you like WCW or WWE is like WCW in '99, I think everybody would agree because it's just week to week. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We don't have an end game. And that's where WWE's at now. They're like, we got the money. We don't care. We'll just put on a piss poor product because we got the money coming in regardless.
And
I need to respond to this comment from Taller Lying Down. He says Vince McMahon is the greatest thing to wrestling one way or another. His name is in every wrestler's mouth as well as yours. Well, that's because at this moment in time, if we had a different timeline, who knows? Because he's monopolized everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's taken over wrestling, so we had no choice but to talk about him because there's nothing else in wrestling but Vince McMahon being at the helm. And honestly, there's not many good things that have happened under Vince McMahon. You know, with all these wrestlers dying and all the drugs and stuff like that, the sexual assault allegations. You know, I want wrestling to be like many other types of sports and stuff like that, where there's alternatives. You know, and like there's loads of football teams, there's loads of all these other teams, but there's only one wrestling show. And I want other wrestling shows. You know, one of the best.
Well, I mean, now there are other wrestling shows, but at the time, for a long time, we had nothing.
Yep.
You know, for a long time, it was just that wrestling show.
Even now, we've only got one or two. Like, I want the territories back where there was loads of wrestling shows.
It's never going to be that way again. You'll never get that back. That time will never.
But I mean, look at the moment, we've got more wrestling shows now than I think we've ever had.
Almost too fucking much.
Because we've got like it's not, you know, there's AEW, there is obviously WWE, there's MLW, there is Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling is still very popular. There's Ring of Honor, there's what did you say, guys? NWA. Well, nobody watches that anymore. That's just crashed out.
What the hell? I thought that was WCW, which ended up being bought by.
Yeah, and then the guy from Smashing Pumpkins bought it, and
and he made Tyrus the world champion.
Jesus fucking Christ!
That guy's so intelligent. Sorry.
There's 5, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor,
By the way, I might ask people to remove this if I get to work with him, but.
Anyway, okay, so so there's more choice now, and I watch MLW. Like, I love MLW. I think it's great. Yeah, it's brilliant. You can just watch it on YouTube. You know, they put the episodes a couple of weeks after they're broadcast live on YouTube, and I enjoy it. Impact's up and down.
Yeah.
NWA was a great alternative at one point, but it just got ridiculous. They just became a joke.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Collision's a great show. You should watch that if you don't, Sam.
Collision's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this past week, I think Shredder will agree with me on this. The tribute they did to Dennis Country was literally made me cry, and I'm not even like said,
Yeah.
I don't agree about the fact that I did that because it was.
You're sentimental, dude. You're sentimental as fuck. What you're on about?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I ain't. Yeah. But AEW has Collision. I can't really sit through the rest.
I mean, I don't sit through Debonite. It's just so bad.
And now, here in America, football's about to be back. So Raw is going to take a hit. SmackDown's going to end up taking a hit. Because now that football and the NBA are coming back, it's like we go through this every year. Once the sports come back, people keep leaving. But WWE, they don't care. They're like, fuck it, we got the money.
Well, they should be used to this by now. Like, this isn't the first time this has happened. I mean, they should be very aware that their audience is going to be split because of the NFL. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, it was them who wanted to put Raw on Monday nights in the first place. If they were smarter, they would have chosen a different day.
Yep.
Yeah. But but yeah, to TLD's thing, no, Vince McMahon is not a fucking positive, you know. If he wasn't around, wrestling still would have ended up getting big and bought and had multiple varieties. And he also took his own company ass backwards because like his dad was very like he had a very multiracial roster. It was a far more progressive roster, whereas you know, Vince just was like Captain White Supremacy with fucking everything, you know. Give me my blue-eyed blonde fucking champions.
America.
And all this kind of shit. America and all this fucking stupid
That's why you
crap.
couldn't wait to turn fucking Lex Luger into the new Hogan, which didn't work, obviously, because he never made it. Wasn't organic enough. It was 1 minute he's narcissist, next thing you know, he's fucking
Lex Luger driving a fucking tour bus.
Yeah, and all of that shit. And the guy is heel personified. Let's be honest, he's always going to be a heel wrestler.
Yeah,
you know, so it's better as a heel, and so he was never going to be that popular. And
then they tried again with John. And then they tried that shit again, like 15 years later with John Cena, and he was the cause of why people were like, "Yeah, fuck this, I am out." Because if all you're going to do is make him be Superman, you can't rely on Superman.
That's true, Shredder.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but the worst. I think the moment that most people quit was the thing at Flaming Survivor Series, where he basically went through all the members of the Flaming Nexus, all of them.
You mean SummerSlam? But yeah.
Once again, look, going back to TLD as well, like the moment Vince McMahon had no competition, he didn't need to listen to the audience anymore. The audience were booing the shit out. Look, personally, I think John Cena is superb. I think he's a massive talent. All of that, you know, and the fact is that people just wanted variety. They didn't want Cena every fucking day of the week, and so that's why they booed him. You know, but he didn't give a fuck, and he made sure that we got Cena every day of the week, regardless, because that's who he wanted, not what we wanted. And then when people we do want, you know, like Sandow, like Zack Ryder, they obviously doesn't want to give it to us because he doesn't want it. You know, all that matters is what he fucking wants. He's terrible for the fucking industry.
Yep.
Yeah, you know I mean, he's terrible for the industry.
I got the bag, so fuck you. I can do what I want, and that's been their mentality for over 20 years.
Which is why a lot of us have now become voyeurs of the industry, because you know if it was as good as it should have been or it can be, then we'd
be up here almost every day talking about it.
Yeah,
if it was cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we'd be getting more views on the channel because that's what draws the views in. But because we are just voyeurs who don't, you know, dip in and out or don't really care and all this kind of shit.
Yeah. Because now that football's back, I'm going to be watching football because that's what dudes do. Yep.
Yeah. Well, this was the problem. It was for me. Cena was too puritanical.
Yeah.
Like he was just again this kind of Christian white fucking supremacist thing, poster boy again for me, and it was like he had no edge after the Dr. Thugonomics stuff and all this kind of shit. I just wasn't interested. Like I wasn't watching WWE at the time. I bowed out after they botched the invasion angle. I bowed out. I'm like, I'm not going to sit there and watch my favorite wrestlers because I was a bigger WCW fan than I was a WWE fan, apart from the Attitude Era. Okay, I'm not going to sit there watching Butcher them because that's what he's going to do. He'd already done it with like Dean Malenko and Jericho and all this kind of shit, and fucking.
And the one that none of us will forgive him for is Booker T. We'll never forgive him for that.
No, that's what I mean.
Never,
he destroyed my all-time favorite wrestler. I'll never fucking forgive him for that.
Yep.
And so I bowed out.
In a way, I had no to a degree. I might not have had too much of an issue with Triple H beating Booker, but the way he beat him,
they did it,
was an absolute disgrace.
Yeah,
it's just the whole build-up to it, and then you do that. That's just fuck you.
Hey, you're black. You're supposed to sing and dance and blah 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 blah. Had it just been Triple H being like, "Yo, Book, I know you came from WCW. You were the man there, but I'm the man here." That's it. That's all you had to do. That's it. And then if Booker T would have lost, it would have been like, okay, it was just Vince taking a piss on WCW.
I hate to see it, but the Booker T stuff was kind of racist.
It was.
Yeah. It was massively racist. DDP was another one, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
Yeah. Like I said, one way or another, personal character. He's still but just
I agree,
but that doesn't mean that it's good. Like, you know, there's people like and God, I hate to even use this comparison. Why the fuck not? Adolf Hitler. He's engraved in our minds. Yeah, but he's a fucking cunt, and Vince McMahon is also a fucking cunt too.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the one that pissed me off the most for it is Jerry Lynn. I mean, because Jerry Lynn was a phenomenal wrestler in ECW and WCW.
Yeah,
And what happens? He wins the fame
light heavyweight title.
Cruiserweight, was it lightweight? Yeah, sorry, lightweight title on his first night in, and then his career just goes down the fucking toilet. It's like,
Yeah,
for
just
fuck's
again,
sake,
just
guys,
he just fucked everything. He just fucked. He became the monopoly, and he fucked it all. And thank God TNA came along at that time, because I just jumped straight to TNA. Like, I was in the wilderness for a couple of years, then TNA because of Christian when he went over there, and I was
Yep.
like,
Before
I
that,
me, it was-
loved it until
For me, it was when
fucking-
they got Kurt Angle. When they got Kurt Angle, I'm like, all right, now I got a reason to watch wrestling again.
Yeah, and I
it's
enjoyed
different
that in TNA. I loved him in
No,
TNA.
No, but TNA was just he actually improved the product, but it was just different ring. You had wrestlers who weren't booked like brick shit houses, who just had amazing agility. Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, obviously AJ Styles. You know, like it was good enough for what it is. And I don't want to keep going back to old ground again, but Dixie Carter couldn't help herself but ruin it, because she really wanted to be WWE. You didn't have to be number one. Being number two is good enough.
Yeah,
You don't need to be number
being
one.
number two, but you didn't need to bring in fucking Russo and fucking
Hogan and Bischoff.
Hogan and
Yeah.
Bischoff, and that was it. That was the end.
Y'all remember that speech that she made? Like, it was right around the time like Hogan and Bischoff were coming in, and she had the roster sitting in the arena. They were sitting in the stands, and AJ was looking like this. And then she was like, if you question me or you question my decisions, I can't allow you guys to work here. Who the fuck tells your employees that? You
Yeah.
don't tell your roster that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I just remember when they changed it from Thursday nights to Monday nights. I was like, you
Yep.
fucking idiots.
Yep.
Hubris. Yeah, look,
Hubris.
you know, like
Fucking stupid. And they changed the
Yeah.
ring, and then they changed the coloring, and then it's just like
you got
fuck
fucking
off.
Hulk Hogan, man, got the fucking Nasty Boys behind him. I knew this was
Yep.
over, and
It was
when you-
over.
when
The
you-
minute
Yeah. it made the ring square again. It made the ring square again, and that
And
was,
the
that
funny-
was done.
The funniest fucking thing was when they were building up Hogan's arrival, they kept showing him. He was circling around the fucking motorcade. It took him 2 minutes to get there, but it took him 15 minutes to get there. Then he gets in the ring and he's like, I've been in the back all day talking to the guys. No, you haven't. We saw you just get out of the limousine. Can you not keep track of the own shit that you write? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
And
Oh,
yeah,
God.
like I mean, like with the 600 ring as well, like the unique matches that was able to be created from a ring of that design.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so much was brought to the game, and yeah, it's over. We go all about the money. WWE has employed almost every wrestler at one time. He made. Yeah, and there's a lot of people who haven't made fuck all, dude. There's more wrestlers who haven't made money than there are wrestlers who have
Yeah.
made money.
Yep.
You know, you got people like Perry Saturn is fucking homeless. You got people like
yeah. I remember.
you know,
Oh, shoot,
you
it
got
was really-
Virgil,
Oh yeah,
like,
there was
having
another
to-
thing. Yeah,
water
Russo. Yeah, like if somebody chanted "fire Russo," she was gonna fire somebody else. Like what the fuck?
Like Dutch
You watch that movie?
Yeah.
You watch that movie, The Wrestler, with
Mickey
with
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. More wrestlers are like that than they are like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker and stuff. Those are the handful of guys who've truly made it. The rest of them, you know, they haven't come close to that.
It used to be
At-
the successful guys used to be in the older days, like in the 80s and the 70s, when
No, but
there's more pots go around.
no, but the point also
Yeah.
is that if there were territories around, then they didn't have to stick with the WWE. They could have jumped ship elsewhere.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could have been like the
you could be-
Freebirds. You go over there, you're hot, and then you leave when you're hot. It creates
Yeah.
more demand that
Yeah.
way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Whereas with WWE, that was it. You if you didn't make it there, you were fucked.
Yep.
And a lot of them didn't make it there. And then WCW was came about, and
And,
you know,
and this is the thing with Vince McMahon,
yeah.
because he didn't want
Right.
people to make money outside of WWE. So when you got things like Twitch TV and OnlyFans and stuff like that, he didn't like that. I mean, for all
Nope.
as much as this TLD is praising Vince McMahon, he had an issue with people who are independent contractors to make money elsewhere. I mean, he's a fucking hypocrite, you know. So you know,
That's the
I'm
reason
very
a lot
happy.
of
that was more Nick Khan than it was Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
because Vince McMahon didn't have a clue this was going on. But Nick Khan was the one that put the stop on that, because he's like, you could be damaging our brand. Like, what? And they are,
But
well,
the
fuck you, I'm an
independent
independent contractor. I'm an
Yeah.
independent contractor. So I could do all
And
this.
I'm really
It just-
happy. I'm really happy that they're getting exposure from the WWE to be able to make money through OnlyFans, through Twitch TV.
Yeah.
Like Rusev, he just plays video games on Twitch TV, and he's
Yeah.
probably got a massive following because of that. You know, and I'm happy for
Yeah,
it.
Rusev, Adam Cole, Fabian, Mandy Rhodes got fired because she was doing basically an OnlyFans asks like site. She got Fabian.
She made more in 1 month of OnlyFans than she did in her entire career
Yeah.
at WWE because she wasn't on a lot of
Exactly.
money. She was on
Yeah,
like
so what-
probably 80, 90K a year, something stupid like that.
So all these wrestlers are making shitloads of money within the WWE. A lot of them are making more money elsewhere in the WWE. And what makes me happy now is that WWE now become a stepping stone. It's no longer the final stone. It's the
No,
stepping
there's a
stone.
huge independent circuit that is thriving.
Yes.
Yeah.
That by all accounts should have died after COVID, but it's fucking thriving. Like
It's coming back. Yeah.
Matt Cardona says he's making way more money now than he could ever dream of making in the WWE, and that just tells you a lot. Matt Cardona,
Yeah, he'll
that's
never
Zack
work
Ryder.
there. He'll probably never work in WWE again.
No.
Yeah.
He's
don't
smashing
blame
it in CZW and now MLWs and all this kind of shit.
Another
He's
guy
fucking-
that's never going to work there again, Moxley. He'll never work there again either.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, fuck no, I
Oh,
will
good.
not go
Well,
back.
fuck Moxley. He's an embarrassment to wrestling anyway.
I didn't
I'd
run
write
huge guy. I had
huge
to
guy.
be the Undertaker and run with the tag title. Now he's wrestling in front of about 40 people if he's lucky.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and the British wrestling independent scene's doing really well as well. He says this will be who's in it.
Yeah, I mean, it nearly fucking died thanks to the WWE.
Mhm.
Yes. We've
Yeah.
hoovered up all the great talent. But
Yeah, and
managed
they're
to
going
get
to
it
probably
over.
try and kill it
Wait.
again when they launch NXT Europe. Which again, where is the EU in all this? Like putting blocks to this and say no, that's a monopoly. You can't do that because you're going to do what you did in the British independent circuit, and you're going to fucking swap up all the talent and block them. You promised that they could compete in other promotions, and then as soon as you grab them all, you're like, no,
Nope.
can't do that.
See, this is something that I like. I do like about AEW. It has like the forbidden door policy where guys can go and work in Japan.
Yep.
Go work for other places, and it's not going. Ooh, you can't do that because you might order a brand. It's like no, you go and make your money somewhere else. Like
Yep. They'll let their guys go. They'll let their guys go work the indies. That's what I like about AEW. They're like, all right, you ain't got to be tied here. Go to work.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
how it should be, and
Yep.
it's better for them. It's better
Oh yeah,
for the wrestlers to build their brand and all this kind of shit. And British wrestling was its own worst enemy at times. 1PW had Danny Rod fuck over the fans by taking the money, falsely booking Shawn Michaels. Okay, fair enough. I'm
Yeah,
not,
this is like 2003 or something like that.
yeah, I'm not big on the old British wrestling independent circuit. I just know what happened after WWE came in with NXT UK, and they really fucked the industry.
Yeah,
there.
they took out most of ICW's talent, took a lot of Progress's talent, so both of those had
But
to
now-
rebuild.
But
Yeah.
now with WWE, you're not going to miss shit because now that fall's on its way here, you might as well skip the next 4 or 5 months of TV because you're not going to miss shit until Royal Rumble time anyway.
I am real, but on a side note,
True.
I am looking forward to what AEW's going to do Wembley, though. I do think
AEW, that I'm actually interested to see what they're going to do because they did oversell SummerSlam '92 by a couple thousand people.
Yeah.
Which is good for you guys. It's good for y'all.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yep.
But it's great for AEW. You know, they've made an absolute killing, and that's why WWE keep making all these. They're basically fucking lying about a lot of their stuff now, about their buy rates, they're selling their tickets, and all this. And they've been really making sure to kind of amp it up, and also get like all the dirt sheets to kind of talk about this because they're basically just
Afraid.
pissed off that AEW did the numbers that he did. So I noticed before that there will just might be a brief mention, but ever since AEW sold the amount of tickets that it sold at Wembley, basically almost sold it out, WWE has just ramped up talking about numbers and pretending it's
Oh yeah, we're going to
records and all this
stadiums now for every fucking pay-per-view. It's like, okay, fine, y'all do that then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I think Shredder mentioned on his Facebook feed the flaming ridiculous shit they do with the female flaming roster member, and the flaming basically a tournament of like people, and then they're going to have like a fatal four way. It's just like just have the fatal four way in the bloody in the match. No, try and gild the lily a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. World of Sport was just a shit product. It was fucking naff. It was naff.
There were
It
good
had
wrestlers in it. Like
yeah,
those
but it was
BT Gunn and Flaming.
well, it was just crap.
Yeah,
that was a problem.
The big champion was bloody Grado, for God's sake. Doesn't
Yeah,
get Grado, I love him, but you know.
yeah, it's just anyway. They want to bring it back. Like, you know, they were looking to get Nick Aldis in to kind of help produce it, but I don't know what's happening there. They probably ditched it because ITV have just fucking lost a ton of money because nobody's watching British TV anymore because it's absolute arse. It's just panel shows and garbage, fucking cop dramas.
Generally, dude. It's just fucking
sport. Yeah, cable ain't what it used to be. Cable's dead. Cable's dead.
Gone. Yeah. I mean, you know, even like Disney CEO Dickface Bob Arsehead is just sitting there going like, he's talking about selling off ABC and not ESPN, but selling off some of his other channels and all this kind of shit. So like, it's dead. There's no revenue. There's no this and that. What's going on here? AEW has announced a few matches so far. MJF versus Adam Cole, FTR versus Young Bucks. That's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. I can't fucking stand the Young Bucks. Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and AR Fox in a coffin match. Garbage. Women's 4-way. CM Punk versus Samoa. Really, that's what you're selling us for? The fucking
Tony Khan sounded like Tony Khan did a bag, and he's like, "All right, what can I do? I'm going to put together a super card. Yeah, that's it." And that's what he came up with.
Yeah, ridiculous. I cut cable 7 years ago.
7 years ago,
I fucking blame you, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, out of those things that you just named, Shredder, there's been like FTR Young Bucks is actually a good match. I've seen them have good matches.
No.
Yes, I have. I've actually seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Bro, you watch Young Bucks. You've watched one Young Bucks match. You watch them all.
The Young Bucks don't do wrestling, mate. They do acrobatics and they fanny about. And if they had a good match, it would be because of FTR.
That's what I've seen. FTR.
You know, they should have done FTR versus who did they fight in that bloody fucking collision match? It was one of the best bloody matches of the year.
It was Steve and Juice Robinson.
Yeah, Gin and Juice, or as Thingy calls them. They should have put that on again at Wembley because it's a bloody amazing match. So
I had to put my birds to bed.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. No worries. FTR versus Jay White and Juice Robinson. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that again at Wembley with that crowd. That would have been amazing. But yeah, on TLD's thing here, man, dude, seriously.
I cut cable 7 years ago. Yeah, I did too. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't watch. Unfortunately, streaming services are the new cable, aren't they? So
I don't watch English TV. Netflix, I've used my brother's account, and Amazon. I only use Amazon because, again, I know because some of the products I order from there, I end up saving money on delivery, so that's the only reason I have Prime. But there's just nothing on. I get more pleasure watching people's videos on YouTube than I do watching, other stuff. You know, for the one or two good shows you're gonna get, there's 20 tons of fucking garbage. That's it's geared towards a different demographic, different age group. That's fair enough. It's just not for me, and apparently it's not even for the demographics that they're fucking targeting because nobody's watching it. So,
I recommend, by the way, if you have Spotify and you're paying for it, cut it down, get rid of it, and pay for YouTube Premium instead, because that way you also get YouTube Music. So you get YouTube version of Spotify as well as YouTube Premium, which means no more ads.
And that's why. And that's why
I'm going to sign up for Premium too, because I've been actually thinking about it.
Well, that's why YouTube Music has now overtaken Apple Music.
Yep. Because
of Premium. So people have signed up for Premium because the ads are so fucking annoying.
Yeah, and they're a lot more frequent now than they were years ago.
As we go to like 3/4 of the way through the year, I suppose I could ask you guys, what's been your wrestling match of the year, if you've got one?
Oh, God, I don't. I like 2023, this is the first year that I have not watched wrestling. Like
FTR
ever.
versus Gin and Juice.
Yeah. I'd probably have to say that because that's probably been one of the big matches I've watched
Yeah.
this entire year. I really have not watched wrestling.
Because a lot of people are saying the bigger Osprey, but I mean,
No. Garbage. Garbage. Just fucking acrobatic. It's not wrestling. Fucking hell. You compare that to Gin and Juice and FTR, that's wrestling. What Omega does is just wonderful acrobatics. That's it. And I can't stand Will Ospreay. I can't fucking stand him. I can't.
I haven't seen much wrestling, so
I'm going to hang off mine.
I haven't seen much wrestling, so I could probably go with probably Mysterio versus Mysterio at WrestleMania.
That was good. That was fun.
And I had, I don't want to hate to say it because I never wanted this match, but in a way, the match was probably one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. Is Zayn and Owens versus the Usos. I thought that was a fantastic tag team match.
Yep,
a really, really good tag team match and a great way to sign off WrestleMania Day 1.
It made Teddy Long proud, players.
Gaz?
Yeah, I probably do what I go with you. I go for the FTR versus Gin and Juice because I thought their matches they've had have been. Actually, do you know what? No, actually, I played FTR versus the Briscoes. Was that this year? I believe it was. Yes, it was. They had a really good match. So
yeah.
No.
Yep.
Sorry, I did a full 180 and watch old TV shows on antenna with old school commercials.
I'll do that too. I'll do that
lovely.
too. Yep.
Lovely. Yep. Bit of old school. Nice. And Shredder has his ones here. Because I'd have FTR versus Gin and Juice in a rematch. Oh, the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus House of Black one last time. Yep. Starks versus Orange Cassidy. Fine, Yep. For the international title.
And all I have to say is thank you, Sting, and thank you, Billy Gunn, because this is their last year. I think it's finally over for both.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh,
mate.
Yeah, both of them are going to retire. I think.
Incredible they are.
Yep. Billy Gunn is 60, and he looks like he's 40. That's how insane he's in.
Yeah, he's always looked young. He keeps himself in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
Claudio Castagnoli should be in the main event versus Zack Sabre Jr. in a World Sports Rule match at Wembley. Oh, World of Sports Rule. Would that be just shouting?
No. It'd be like rounds and stuff like that. So because World of Sport was always like rounds and stuff like boxing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah. Fucking hell. Sorry guys, I'm well out of the loop on the old World of Sport.
I was actually watching. I'm actually like watching classic stuff because it's just far more better than
current day stuff.
Than some of the. Well, I mean, not like this. When I say classic stuff, it's like more to do with like certain moments, like. For me, the greatest squash match of all time. You know what that is?
No, that would be a great one. Sorry, what?
It's Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, Survivor Series. It was the last match of the night, and he did 2 spears and a jackhammer on Brock Lesnar, and it was over. And that for me was the greatest squash match of all time. Because it was on Brock Lesnar of all people, and people give Brock a lot of shit, but Brock sells, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he sells. The guy's in it for the paycheck. He's established. He's a future Hall of Fame. Top 20 wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, people will say he's in it for the paycheck, but he's not really.
He's having fun. He's having fun.
Like I prefer his second return, and then his original one.
But he's not as egotistical as a lot of people think he is.
Yeah,
I mean, he's happy. He gives because of the persona he oozes on television. People just think that he calls all the shots and stuff like that, and I don't think it's necessarily that much. And obviously being squashed by Goldberg 12 years after their previous match, and made to look like a bitch on the final match, kind of shows that there's more levels to Brock Lesnar than people give him credit for.
Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio is one of my favorite matches of all time in his comeback. The one that he had at the Survivor Series, it was, I think, a few years ago. It was when Dom first came in the company, and it was actually a really good match. Rey versus
I think
Brock.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was a good match for what it was.
I knew Rey would lose, though, unfortunately.
Rey was going to get his ass beat, but that was the point of it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Well, that's WWE. Oh, we've done both WWE and AEW. Moving on to just a quick RIP to William Friedkin, the legend that gave us The Exorcist and The French Connection. Phenomenal director. Man knew how to do a fucking action scenes, man. He was fucking amazing. So, yeah. But, you know, good innings in his 80s. All good. Echo has been delayed.
Who gives a fuck?
Yes. Echo's been delayed.
I'm curious, dude.
It's been taken off the slate, and it's no longer scheduled to come out in 2023. So they're delaying it. And if I had to hazard a guess, they're probably just going to try and stretch out what they have in the can while the strike goes on, if anything. Yeah, and that was going to be the first show where they're just going to drop all the episodes at once. And I think that's better for a show like that, because people could just binge watch it straight away, because you with the MCU stuff, you're guaranteed to get diminishing returns every week. So it was better off to dump. In fact, with all the MCU shows that they've done so far, drop them all at once.
I think the MCU, it hit its peak. I'm like, man, now they're just trying to get by. They're trying to get by just to get by. That's how I'm looking at the MCU.
I think that Loki season 2 will probably be
season 2. I think will be good, but beyond that, for their TV shows, it's like, man, they're scraping just to get by at this point. Like, they're like, we're just trying to kill time just so we can get more subs for Disney Plus, and then we're trying to get you guys to go see the movies. It's like, yeah, that's the state of the MCU in my mind.
Yeah. And RIP to Del Gribble as well from
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, which I never really watched.
Thank you very much, Daniello. Much appreciated.
This place is on fire, or Italy is on fire, because Sicily was burning the other week.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the temperature? Yeah. So, but regarding Echo, I've always said I'm very curious to see a television show with the premise with this particular premises, because the lead character is deaf, and a mute. So how do you make a show work around a person like that? And the curiosity of that has got me intrigued. So I'm very much looking forward to the show to see how they pull that off. And that's different as well. And don't we want different? This is interesting, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm a bit upset that it has been delayed. I mean, I personally thought the series was already made and ready to go.
It is ready to go. It's done. They're just delaying it because they're speculate. They haven't given a reason. I'm just speculating that they're just stretching their shit out to cover for the strike, because there's going to. Yeah,
I also think it could be because a lot of their shows have flopped. A lot of their stuff has flopped. So it could be like they're trying to maybe get people hyped for it again. But the thing is, Echo is really going to be the thing that they're going to get hyped for.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? No, but it's nothing to do with hype. That's for sure. It's more just to do with it could be anything. Good one, I don't even know.
It could be. It could be the show that actually people underestimate ends up being the better show of the lot, because a lot of people were banking on Secret Invasion. Let's be honest, we all were. We thought we can't go wrong here. We've got Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson in the house. This cannot go wrong. You know what I mean? But it
went horribly wrong. Yeah.
It went horribly wrong in every direction. I mean, for Christ's sake, you've got Maria Hill and Samuel L. Jackson, who only their sort of dynamic has only ever really been hinted here and there. We have an opportunity now to show them as this duo, and we kill off Maria Hill straight off the fucking bat for fucking shot.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, Maria Hill, they botched. They botched her anyway, because in the comic book she's awesome. In this, she's just fucking plank of wood.
Yeah, they roosted it. They went, bro. What we're gonna do to get the ratings and the views, bro? We're gonna kill Maria Hill right off the bat, bro. And that'll get us the views, and then it just
MCU was too ambitious with all the show. Well, it's not that they were ambitious; they were just milking it.
Yeah,
they just milked the franchise. They just we've got the streaming platform. We need to sell. We need to get bums on seats, so to speak. Well, we need to get subscriptions, basically. Let's milk our properties, and they've fucked it in every which way, because Disney are just a bunch of soulless dickheads who just don't care anymore. Yeah, and Kevin Feige is just obviously overworked, so he can't put everything into the product. And here's where I'll give you a prime example of what I loathe about Disney, and I've said it a million times, and about the disservice that they do to women and how they write them. I just watched They Clone Tyrone, or should I say, I just finished watching it. I started watching it a couple of weeks ago, and I finished watching it. Really good film, apart from the last third. I agree with you there, Zam, on your review.
Yeah, review on this channel, by the way.
Yeah, review on this channel. Check it out. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say, okay, it took me a while to realize that the woman in it is the same fucking woman who plays Monica Rambeau in, you know, Captain Marvel film coming up and WandaVision and all this kind of shit. Didn't realize. Why? Because in They Clone Tyrone, she had a wide range of emotions, fantastic personality, was absolutely hilarious in the film. And in WandaVision, she was Disney woman, just a boring plank of wood with no fucking personality. And I thought, you robbed this actress on one of the biggest platforms that you have that will garner maximum exposure, and you've made her into a soulless, dead corporate product with how she is in that show. And I'm legit, I was fucking pissed. That is the perfect example. You play that side by side to see how they kill off all personality for women. That's why, like, Miss Marvel is the standout in the fucking upcoming film, because they've kept that kind of childish wonderment that they have, and it's a goddamn miracle. So, sorry, I had to rant about that.
Have you guys seen the honest trailers of Secret Invasion?
No.
Yes,
I have not.
I really wanted to share this because I think yeah, let's do this. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's fine. You're right to
okay,
do it.
Here we go.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm on it. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen Marvel films fail at the box office. The CEO suggests they've cheapened the brand. And let's be honest, you probably started skipping shows entirely.
Yeah,
now,
I did.
Get ready
I'm not
for
ashamed to
news
admit
that
it.
proves if it's not time to scrap the whole thing, Disney should at least pause until their next batch of Chris is ready. Secret Invasion. Ew, are those AI-generated titles? Gross. Nick Fury is back from Spacecation, and everyone agrees that he sucks now.
The one with power, the one with ability. That Fury's gone.
He's traumatized.
Oh my
And really effing old.
He's washed up, walks with a limp, can barely see out the good eye.
The fact that you don't know tells me all I need to know about this new, rather old Nick Fury.
Why don't you hobble your ancient ass on out of here before I have you defenestrated?
And the latest sequel that thinks audiences want to see their heroes as pathetic, washed-up sad sacks. I want to get soup. After the events of Captain Marvel, a movie you totally remember the events of, right?
No, I don't.
The aliens who look like Piccolo's left nut are still stranded on Earth. Fury has phoned in, finding them a new planet.
I knew within a few years of searching that there was no other planet out there for you.
And he won't even carve out a chunk of Norway to crash on. Now, Skrulls have infiltrated our society to find a long-term home. In the second Marvel show about how refugees are secretly terrorists.
One world, one people, one world, one people.
Home in my own skin.
Home in my own skin.
Uh-oh, the villains are in the right again.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
Oh, this is so
That's
spot
better.
on.
Deep State
idiots.
good. Strap in for a spy thriller made entirely out of spy thriller cliches, where everyone has to be stupid for the plot to work.
Last I checked, Rhodey is a Skrull.
What?
And even the Skrulls stick with one face to cut down on production costs. I'm gonna try a white guy for a Russian soldier. Okay. As Fury and friends will do anything they can to stop World War III without calling the Avengers.
We can't keep depending on these superheroes to swoop in and save our asses.
Because then he'd have to admit he's been scraping all their goo into a cup and hiding in his grave. Imagine looking Cap in the eye and telling him you scraped his goo. The shame you'd feel. Strap in for a show that's about more than two old guys yelling about off-screen promises they broke. Well, not entirely.
Have you lost your reptilian-ass mind? Hey, what would you have done? This ain't about me, because you were gone. Who wants it?
Who wants it, you slags?
Going for a walk.
It's also about Emilia Clarke, who co-stars as Gaia because she can't turn down the chance to learn another made-up language. She's a Skrull terrorist until a couple days before the finale, where she gets almost every power in the MCU. No way that's gonna bite us in the ass later. Or, look cool on camera. Also doing the fight is British spy master Sonya Falsworth. Olivia Colman summons Hulk-like strength to carry the series on her back, armed with the one comedy bit of saying mean things in a friendly way.
I'm very good at being your bestie. I'm also devilishly good at being not your bestie. Well, now that's confirmed. Let's party, shall we? Is he gaslighting you? They're threatening you with murder. That's what all the podcasts are about.
Cheeky. Yeah.
And old favorites return, like Office Tim, who's been a Skrull since who gives a shit? Maria Hill, who's bravely sacrificed to give her boss a little extra pizzazz. Sharon Carter, who, no, she's not a Skrull, so she just randomly turned into an arms dealer. Okay. And Colonel Rhodes, who's revealed to have been a Skrull since at least the death of Tony Stark, and maybe even earlier. Honestly, they've been hinting that he's a shapeshifter since day one. So massage your temples for a spy thriller without any tension about a hero who thinks humans are full of hate.
There's not enough room or tolerance on this planet for another species.
Plunges Earth into a race war.
Now you got dumbass.
The most interesting part of the show, and they left it for the last 10 minutes.
Then dips back into space with one of the good ones while
That
we're
would have
left
been
to
a
pick
great
up
way
the
to
pieces.
start the
Because
series.
it turns out Victory always has his eye on the bigger picture. When can he get his next drink?
Nostrovia.
I'm pretty sure you recollect my drink of choice is bourbon. But bon, I piva miliardina dosto più mai brustia.
How about a drink instead?
I wouldn't say no. I wanted to share my favorite liquid lunch with you. Happy Van Winkle.
Thinking Tarantino there.
This is a tasty bourbon. Mace Winded, Bones, Devil in a blue suit, Kingsley bid adieu. No, mate, I'm undercover. Louis Dreyfus, Spy Wife, Playmaker, and most MCU fans at this point.
This phase would be over.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Body Matchers.
Okay, that was
So cool how Fury keeps the Avengers goo hidden in his grave, and his coat in another grave, and his eye patch in another grave, and his gun in another grave? Feels like that's too many graves for just one outfit.
Oh, I got these all over the place. You know, dead men need options.
Thanks for watching, and if you've made it this far, why not keep the party going with our
Lovely.
Yeah, the MCU, it hit its peak years ago. It's just like, yeah, now they're like, fuck it, we're going to do whatever we got to do for TV shows just to get by. And that's how it's been with their TV shows for a while, ever since Loki season 1 came to an end, in my opinion.
Yeah, they just, they just churn them out now. They don't give a shit.
Yep. Because this is all building up to the next big Avengers movies. And then after that, they're like, well, fuck, now we just got to scrape and keep scraping.
Yeah, I think there's still going to be a lot of changes coming and going with everything, and because the interest is gone. Like I said, now people are just like fed up with it all, and they're just like,
It's
okay,
fatigue.
I want to,
Yeah.
the next franchise to kind of milk is video games.
Yep.
That's the next kind of thing that people want to. That's where, for fuck's sake, I can't even speak. But that's where the movie studios are going to pivot to next.
Yep.
Is all the video games. I don't even think like James Gunn's DC stuff is gonna do anything.
Good segue, actually, because I was going to say Blue Beetle. I think, like Jason said earlier,
It's
he was
good,
like,
by the way.
Yeah, he was like, I want it to be good, and he said he wanted it to be good and successful. I'm like, good, maybe. Successful? Hell no.
Yeah,
I don't see
but
that
you know what? Yeah, they said a lot of they did all that early buzz bullshit with literally every fucking DC film that has come out since Gunn has taken over, they did all the early buzz stuff, and then it turns out to be a pile of shit. So
yep.
I'll take that with a pinch of salt.
Mhm.
But even if it's good, there's just no interest.
Yeah.
It's not going to make bank. I mean, I want it to because you know, Jolo Manuela. I don't want that. I don't want.
What you talking about my name for?
Get your haircut. Get your haircut. Fix that shit. Get it cut right now.
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Get it cut quickly.
I heard my name.
Get your haircut.
When did we call your name?
Yeah, when? Oh yeah, it was me. I was the one that said that because he wanted. He said he wanted Blue Beetle to be good and successful. I'm like, good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I think it will be successful. I don't think it will be. I don't see
I've heard from certain YouTubers that the first reviews are out and it's already people think it's good. So but would it be successful? That's a whole different ball game.
I doubt it.
But
the trailers just look generic as fuck, and I think that
exactly.
And I think that's going to just chase people away. I mean, from everything I've had the same thing as you just said, Jose, that he does look. The people said it is good and it is like a family drama, but but the trailers just make it look like a Diamond Dozen famous superhero flick.
I'm just not interested in another origin story. It's the same with like.
I would agree with you, Ginger, except for the fact that we've never really done Blue Beetle before, especially this Blue Beetle. So I mean,
I get it. But if from an outsider looking in, it's just another origin story of a superhero.
And another origin story.
Your mama. And like again, like I just watched like last week. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. And it brings literally nothing new to the table. Nothing new. It's retreading the same shit. It's yet another fucking origin story that we literally just fucking had. So we're getting yet another origin story. And it's just bland crap. The fights are well shot. I'll give them that. The fights are well shot and sometimes funny. But the ending is just, again, ridiculous, over the top, fucking world-ending bullshit. And it just, when I finished watching it, I felt empty. I was just like, well, was that it? That was so shit.
I actually agree with Tito regarding Blue Beetle. When it's unfamiliar or not really on TV that much live action superhero, you do need an origin story. Obviously, if it's Superman, Batman, I don't want any of that.
I don't want it because we've seen it. Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing is that,
as well.
Well, and the thing is I agree with him, but I mean, I agree with Ginger in the fact that we don't need to spend a ton of time on it. Like it doesn't have to be like this big drawn out whole movie thing. Like if you just show me in the beginning how he gets the scarab and then we skip to 6 months later, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, like you could do that in 10 minutes. Just be like, oh, okay, here's how it happened. Boom, 10 minutes.
And now he's 6 months into it.
Yep.
Like, you know, like that's fine. I'm just saying, like the origin story aspect of it, though, is
I mean, Spider-Man, they did it perfectly when they brought Spider-Man into the MCU. They never even once did flashbacks to Uncle Ben. They never did flashbacks to him getting bit by the spider because they know we've seen it. We don't need to see it. Like, how many fucking Batman films do we see the bloody scene where his mother and father get shot and the pearls falling and all this? It's like, I don't need to see it. Everyone knows it. It's one of the most recognizable moments in both comic book and cinema when it comes to like comic book genre. Okay, them getting shot down about. We don't need to fucking see it. You know.
I mean, I look at Michael Keaton's Batman as maybe the beginning of this genre that we're kind of having now. And even that film wasn't an origin story. Batman was already established at the beginning of that movie.
Yeah, there was. I think there was there even flashbacks in that movie?
I don't remember. It's been so long. I gotta rewatch it again.
There were because Joker killed his parents.
Oh, okay.
We had those flashbacks,
but we never saw him become Batman. It was already established, and that's what made that so good. Because people know how he became Batman back then. You know,
he got rich. Oh wait, he was rich.
That's
his origin.
I'm rich.
Here's a check for.
I don't fucking need to see it again and again. It's just like, So with Blue Beetle, what they could have done really better is bring him into another film and introduce him, and
I don't disagree with that tactic either.
or have him get bit by the Scarab in another film, and then you kind of see, oh, okay, then he's gone through that, and so by the time we get to the film, we've already established it, and all this
They could have
kind
done
of
it in
shit.
the Flash.
Yeah, they could have done that with the Flash.
The Flash, Shazam, yeah, one of those. But again, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it does, because when those kind of films do well, everyone fucking wins.
Actually,
and it
Shazam
means we
would have
get
been
to
good
keep
because
Joe.
the Scarab has got some sort of like Middle Eastern sort of things to it, and so is Black Adam and Shazam, so to speak. You know what I mean? And,
Well, no, the Scarab. Yeah, the Scarab as a symbol, but it's an alien thing. But yeah,
I know, but it could be. But it all depends on how you write it. You can make it come. It could end up in.
Zam works his representation, damn it.
I think you're about 30 years too late
mythology.
on that one, Shredder. But yeah, I know what you mean, Zami. James Gunn announces that James Corden is set to star as Detective Chimp in 2025. Will become part of the revamped. I'll fucking pay to watch that.
Detective Chimp.
Detective Chimp.
Yeah, because as far as superhero movies, okay, what do we got? We got Blue Beetle and the Marvels this year, and I think that's it. Like, as far as the rest of the year goes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in terms of films.
Yeah, in terms of films.
It wasn't incredible. It was like
Aquaman as well. Was that been pushed back?
Aquaman, I think, is December.
Yeah, Aquaman's December. It's not been pushed back as of yet.
Okay, so we've got 3 more films to come.
Okay.
No, but DC for a long time had their finger stuck up their arse and then wasn't bringing out anything. All of a sudden, the several films have all come out: Blue Beetle, Aquaman, The Flash, and as well as Shazam 2, and as well as the alternative Batman and all of this sort of thing. And all these films have come out recently, and boom, revamp.
Yep.
It's just like
it's just
incredible
management by Warner Brothers. Like
Very bad.
Yeah,
Bad.
I mean,
even after the takeover, just bad.
Yeah, but do you know what? I do like the fact that James Gunn has said that he's going to try and give the DCU its own identity, and that people who play the parts in live action will be playing them in the animated stuff, which is really good.
I actually don't like that idea.
I don't like that. I like it when they have live action stay with live action and then have voice actors be
cartoons
voice
play with
actors.
cartoon.
Yeah.
'Cause it gives you more
Also,
variety.
Bossman.
But it depends. It depends, though, Bossman. To be honest, it depends. Like, because if they're doing like the Elsa Worlds things, then I don't expect Batman to be voiced by the same Batman anymore. But if it's like an animated project that they feel that they could portray it a lot better in that, and then they bring in the actors for that, and it's canon to the DC universe, then yeah, I do like that idea. Jesus Christ, Cat.
For me, nothing ever goes according to plan. We saw that with previous phases. They have this list of shit that's going to come out, and it never really ends up being like that. Same with the current phase, it's all, within the MCU, it's all over the place. And regarding what James Gunn has planned out, I don't think it'll necessarily play out exactly the way he wanted
he's going to do.
And I know he said that, but I'm just saying it's never going to.
It's never going to plan out the way people might think.
Everything's subject to change. It depends.
Bumps in the roads. Someone end up fucking doing something wrong, and they end up, maybe this Corrins will end up being a fucking nonce or something, and then next, they go fucking change the actor again and shit like that. You never know.
But I do think it's a good idea in the sense that people always moan and complain when they go, "Oh, this actor isn't as good as this." Interpretation, like for example, DC had it for years when the animated stuff was a lot better than the live action stuff.
I mean, that's still the case.
It still is. It's still the case. And it's always been the case. It's always
and the
been
animation
the
stuff has been shit recently as well, which is unfortunate. But look, so at the end of the day, Bossman, some of this stuff needs to be successful in order for this long-term plan to work out. If this new Superman ends up being a big pile of shit, and I'm a bit worried it might do, because I'm already worried it is because it's already a film that's going to bring in like several characters in there when it should be solely focusing on Superman and Superman alone. Maybe one or two other characters, or like maybe little comments about certain people, but not focusing on really that much at all. But maybe the Superman, maybe Lex Luger, that's it. We're not going to necessarily get that. I mean, it's
Listen,
Maybe
we're
all
not
over the
getting
place.
Lex
Gonna fucking bring
Luger.
into it.
We're not getting Lex Luger in Superman. Look, it's Lex Luthor.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's a common mistake. I
That
apologize.
film's
Common
gonna-
mistake?
that film's
Yeah, I
gonna
mean-
flop now with no Lex Luger.
Yep. No Lex Luger. Yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
do the
Not interested
forearm
now.
of doom on us.
He's gonna do the torture
Fucking-
rack. Yep.
I'm the total package, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And another
Sorry, I
thing,
make that
DC,
mistake all the time.
and what DC needs to stop doing, stop trying to cram so much shit in one movie. Please, please,
That's
for
what
the
I'm
love
saying.
of
That's what I'm
God,
saying.
stop that. Yeah, stop doing that. Stop giving me
Yeah.
too much
You
shit
can-
in one film.
You can start branching out here and there once you've
Yup.
got like a massive established sort of
Mhm.
thing going on. You know, Iron Man was just Iron Man. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Hulk
Yeah, and
was
then-
the
and then
Hulk.
Black
and-
Widow.
We all do
Yeah,
Shredder.
and then Black Widow was brought in Iron Man 2 as a supporting
baseball
cast. You know,
bat.
you had a cameo, of Hawkeye, you know, of Clint Barton in 4. You know, but the first four Marvel movies, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and 4. There were established characters. Throw in Black Widow and Hawkeye, boom, there's your Avengers. It's ready to rock and roll. They
Yep.
need to do something along those lines. They really fucking need to. You know what I mean? When it comes to Justice League, if they do one eventually. No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing else to add to that. That's spot on.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, again, yeah, you're reading his comments.
Yeah, don't bring him up. We
Yeah.
already brought him up.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I've already brought him up. Yeah, that's it really. I got anyone else got anything? Oh, two things actually. Harley Quinn season 4, so far so good. It's still not as good as the first
I haven't
two.
watched episode whatever this week's episode was.
Don't
I
worry,
haven't
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just
okay,
saying.
I haven't had a chance to watch it. This
Yeah.
week.
Okay, I finally stopped. I finally finished watching Captain 4, and I can say that show's a piece of shit. Okay,
let's talk
I
about
can't
Harley
believe
Quinn.
you carried on watching it. You brave man.
I mean, like, it gets worse though. Literally, do you like James Bond where they have like the old like Q stuff like that? They basically parody that, but the guy is like this old like doddery thing. So like all of his stuff, instead of like being high tech and stuff like that, is like, you know, bell suits and flaming the blunderbusses and shit like that. It's like,
I love a blunderbuss.
Yeah,
Look,
just
yeah.
that show was crap. That goes in the one of the worst of the year for sure.
and the fact that I've powered through that, you know, should get me a medal of some kind.
You should have a fucking
Look.
medal for doing that. Woki.
A couple of shows that I want to speak about that we will definitely talk about in depth next week regarding the end of seasons is, first of all, Star Trek Strange New World. We just finished watching that, myself and Cheeto. Season 2 wasn't as good as season 1. It's a bit up and down, like tonally. 1 minute the show is trying to be very comical, and next thing you know, it's super fucking dark. And probably the last episode of the season was the right balance regarding, you know, how the pacing of it and everything. But even then, it left us on your typical end of season Star Trek cliffhanger. I'm looking forward to season 3, though. I hope it
I thought it was a good cliffhanger.
improves. Yeah, I kind of forgot about Star Trek cliffhangers, to tell you the truth. It's been because, like, you know, like with Discovery, for instance, they kind of resolve everything by the end of the season. So
Well, it's because
I
they
almost
never knew
forgot.
if they were going to get canceled or not. Because
Yeah.
Paramount-
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
if I
fair
worked
enough.
for Paramount, I would not leave a cliffhanger unless they told me ahead of time, "Hey, your show will continue." You know,
Yep.
CBS and Paramount. Unless they renew it for another season and they renew all the contracts for another season or whatever they do, I would end it too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Actually,
No,
come to think of it, Discovery in a way did have cliffhangers. Like in the season 1, they brought in the Enterprise, but it was a cliffhanger that wasn't necessarily, oh no, we need to resolve this storyline. It was like, okay, there's a new storyline about to begin, and that will be in season 2. And same with the end of season 2 when they went into the future. A new storyline is going to begin. That's going to be in season 3. So it was setting up new storylines with their cliffhangers, if you know what I mean. Whilst in Strange New World, this particular storyline hasn't been resolved yet.
Okay, let's
And that'll be-
save that for your end of season chat.
Yeah, that's
And
next week.
I just want to briefly bring it up. I mean, I'm just saying regarding
But Zam
some of the
must be
stuff that we've been
heard.
watching. No, we're talking about TV shows and stuff like that. So just I want to bring up something that Ginger isn't watching, doesn't give a fuck about, because I don't give a fuck about him not giving a fuck about it. But
no, I'm just saying that you're just going to repeat yourself when you do the end of season review.
I don't mind. I'm only summarizing, and finally, I look forward to obviously.
Have you heard Zam do a review about repeating himself?
We're looking forward to talking about Dark Side of the Ring, the entire season. Unfortunately, not necessarily the best, probably the worst season so far.
The worst.
It has been subpar, to be honest with you. I don't think
shite.
Good episode. Of the people that they've done, I'm trying to think of how many of them deserve to have a.
Bam Bam didn't. Bam Bam should have got his own Peacock special.
Yeah. Bang Bam didn't even deserve to be a Dark Side of the Ring. It wasn't a Dark Side of the Ring. It was just a normal fucking guy that just OD'd. You know, it wasn't any controversies outside of that. There's a couple of tall tales that may and may not have happened before becoming a wrestler. But anyway, I'm not going to repeat myself with that. We've talked about that. It was disappointing. Anything else, Sam?
No, just regarding if they do a season 5, it'll be interesting to talk about who we do want to see, who we do want to hear. But one of the things I want Darkside to focus more is on the very things that make those particular wrestlers interesting. When we had Adrian Adonis, him being gay and stuff like that was the most fascinating part of his career, and I wanted more focus on that than his entire life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Maybe make longer episodes and stuff like that in that sense.
So. Yeah. They need to. They need to.
I'd like to
change
see more
it up for season 5.
I'd like to see more of a he said she said. Bash at the Beach 2000, because that was pure fucking comedy.
That was the best episode.
See that.
That's one of the best episodes, period.
Yep.
Yeah, that's up there. Because it was that. It was like, that's what I want to see, the shit talking.
Yeah.
He said,
I love seeing what was it? Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo, like they were just going back and forth between them. Like, this guy is a liar. He's like, and then he's like, you know what? I'm not a liar. He's a liar. You know,
he's a liar, bro.
Hey, bro. I would not be in wrestling right now, bro, because he's a liar.
He's so New York. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I just laughed so hard watching that episode.
I hate everyone in the business, bro. New York.
Oh, New York, yeah, fair enough, yeah, but his attitude.
I hate everyone in the wrestling business, bro. Also, Vince Russo. I don't hate anyone at all, bro. It's just a job to me, bro. Well, make your fucking mind up then. You either hate people or you don't. Pick one.
And just the fact that Vince McMahon got the WWE. So
you're gonna put you in Guantanamo Bay, funeral friend. Sorry, what did you say, Zam?
Just like the bargain of the century, like getting WCW for $2.5 million. I can never get over that, man. You know, like
it's mental.
That's
dude. It was a fire sale. I can't.
Yeah, it was a fucking fire sale, man.
Yeah, Bischoff and his group had that shit ready to go with $67 million. Vince came in and he's like, "Yeah, I don't want every fucking thing they own. I just want the library mainly, and I'm good. I want the library and I want the copyrights, and I'm happy." And that's what he got for $3 million.
They passed.
Do it, Shredder, and put it on the channel. Yep. Or come in and talk about it at the end of season review.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, next Thursday or Wednesday. Sorry, next Wednesday on NerdTube.
Wednesday. Thursday's the Star Trek.
Next Wednesday.
There's no Star Trek this Thursday. No, Wednesday. Do it Thursday. There's no Star Trek next Wednesday.
Whenever you want.
Next Thursday.
It's up to you guys.
No, next Thursday we're doing the season recap of Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah, right.
So it has to be Wednesday. Wednesday.
This is why I do the schedule.
Next Wednesday we're doing the Dark Side of the Ring recap. So do it Tuesday.
What do you
do? What Tuesday?
Do what Tuesday?
Shredder's review. Yeah, Shredder, do your review Tuesday of Bash at the Beach, and then come in and do Dark Side of the Ring as well.
Yep.
Season recap review thingy.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about him coming on to. Recap and talking about. Hey, I mean, if he wants to do his own, man, I am 1,000% for it.
Decided not to have it on; it became worthless. Yeah,
WCW was worth $20 without the television time. Even Cheeto could have bought it if he wanted to. He would have been like, "That's mine now, bitch. I own this."
I'd have booked everybody with bad hair just for D Jose.
And I'd have been like, "Get your fucking haircuts, especially Cheeto." Cut that.
Cut those goddamn diamonds.
Harry Saturn would have been on there.
Yep.
Oh, Perry Saturn would have been my fucking number one guy, man.
Yeah, he and Moppy.
And his mop, yeah.
Mhm.
The Moppy that he totally didn't sleep with.
Yep.
Yeah. It looked a bit crusty.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so there's that. Also, Only Murders in the
Murders
Buildings
in
has
the-
started.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful show. Beloved
You're on
by
season
all.
3. I'm on season 2 right now.
I'm not gonna talk spoilers.
No spoilers, but when I was younger, like one of my favorite people to watch on TV and films was Steve Martin, and
Yeah.
just to see him again, like there are moments of what made you love Steve Martin in the first place, even though he's trying to be a bit more straight nowadays. But yeah, there are those elements. The guy is just a natural funny man, and yeah, he's legend, man. He's fucking legend. I love Steve Martin.
a great and this is one of those shows where, like, I'm not here to boast, but within my social circle, I was the first one to watch it. But watching everyone else jump, watch it after recommendations and loving it, that's the kind of beautiful thing I love seeing. Like when somebody recommends something to you, and it ends up just being amazing. It was like my friend; he kept pushing me to watch Babylon 5, and I was just like, oh God, it's not going to be another Star Trek, is it? So I watched it. I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. I end up like an uber fan of the series. So seeing that with Only Murders, and we'll do an end of season recap because by then you would have caught up as well. So that's great. Yeah, Harley Quinn season 4 is good. It's still not as good as the first 2. There's What We Do in the Shadows with season 5 is their best season yet. It is so fucking funny. I don't know if anyone watching that at all, but that's really good. And that's
Have we heard anything on Extraordinary? Because I really loved that show. Like that was an amazing show.
Season 1 came up earlier this year, so I don't.
Season 1 came out this year. Season 2's already been greenlit.
Okay, season 2 has been greenlit. I haven't heard anything, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, Extraordinary was a great. That's gonna.
That's still my show of the year. That's still my show of the year.
That's going to be one of my nominations for Show of the Year in the Golden Glasses Awards coming in December. Promote that shit early.
Amazing. January that came out, and it's still one of the best shows of the year. It is the best show of the year for me. It was funny. It was good having something legit fucking funny. So yeah, that's everything on film and TV. I've got nothing else. I don't know if anyone else has anything before we move into politics.
Oh fuck, I'm out.
Yeah, I think I'm. Yeah, I don't really.
Listen, you don't have to. You can talk about whatever you want. I'm not fast.
I mean, you guys already covered games, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to bring it up? Do you want to talk about anything?
What do you guys talk about? I mean,
talked about Grand Theft Auto. Talked about the THQ showcase, and then talked about Modern Warfare 3.
Did you not watch my the Last Ronin video that I put on here?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if that's everything you were bringing up. So I mean, like, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. I'm loving it, and everybody else, like all the diehard Final Fantasy fans, are hating it because like, oh, it's action combat. Ugh.
Good, I like it that way.
And Square Enix with their usual. Oh, the sales are disappointed. It's like you say that with every fucking game.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you should like taper your expectations.
Yeah, taper your expectations.
And
fucking idiots.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I saw that article, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be this is not one of the worst selling Final Fantasies ever. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it's not.
And if you're that pissed off about it, maybe don't make it PS5 exclusive next time.
Yeah, for real.
Maybe make it available on every fucking platform. You stupid dickheads.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, we're in an age.
Sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
don't know who's dumber in terms of running a games company. I don't know if Ubisoft or Square Enix are the dumber. Now, when I mean dumb, I just mean dumb. I'd say Ubisoft.
I'm going to give it to Ubisoft just because of that recent shit that came out. I don't know if y'all heard. Like, if you haven't played on your account or whatever the fuck it is, they now can start taking away the shit that you own. This should be illegal.
You bought.
Yeah.
If you bought it, but if your account gets deactivated, you lose it.
Yep. And and that's like, okay, that should be illegal. Ubisoft should be getting sued for that.
Yeah, you bought it. Like you.
Yeah, you bought it, but if you don't like use it within a certain amount of time, they take it away from you, which is so stupid.
That's why I always advocate for piracy when it comes to gaming. You know, just have it on, just pirate, download it, so you've got it for good, or emulation, or just get a physical disc copy.
Well, and that's
you've
that's
always
kind of
have it.
why I still love. Although I'm a hypocrite on that because I have been buying digital recently so I can play it sooner rather than going to the store and picking it up. But I just like if they start taking stuff away, like I'm gonna be so because I paid for it.
Yeah, you paid for it. It's yours.
I was a big, and I'm still this way with like movies and shows and stuff.
Physical.
I'm physical. Like when like Amazon says, "Oh, buy it digitally for $3."
No, I'm physical when it
I'll
comes
pay
to
the
movies.
$3.
Yep. When it comes to movies, I go strictly physical.
Yeah.
I don't do digital. I'm like, nope,
Neither
I
do
gotta
I.
have a physical copy.
Now, I as I said, I have to say, like, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake and 16 and some of these other ones that I really, really want, like right away. Like I've paid for digital, not paid for. Well, I paid full price for digital.
But the physical's always going to be in a shop in one
Yeah.
way, one form or another.
And I don't
You
have to
know,
buy it again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like even if it's $20, it's like I own
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
honestly, I would be okay with pirating if they took it away from people.
Yeah, they took it away. Yep. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck
because it's
that.
like already if you paid for it once, you've paid your due. You should be
Yeah,
allowed to
it's
have
yours.
it wherever
Yep.
and whenever you want it.
I'm also okay with pirating because of Nintendo and the shitty things
Yeah,
that
Nintendo.
they do.
Nintendo
Where
is
they'll make
Nintendo
it
is the-
impossible to get, and then they'll just sell it back to you again. It's like, no,
Yep.
fuck you.
Yep,
Emulate it.
Nintendo is the company morally to pirate from. I've always had that motto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always the classics, you know.
Yep.
The-
Mario,
the classics.
Zelda, Kirby.
You know,
all
the
that
ones
shit.
that are a couple of, like, buy the new stuff. That's
Yep.
fine.
But if
don't
it's
ever
anything
buy
in
it
the
on
80s or
digital
90s,
either.
yeah. If it's anything in the 80s or 90s, you can easily find a way to play it through your computer.
Yeah, just get it
Yep.
through emulation.
I've been trying to find a game that I've never played recently, and I can't find a very decent copy of it to save my life.
What you looking for?
Ripper.
Vims.
Ripper. Never heard of
Vims.
it. What's it about?
Go
So
to
basically,
Vims.
it's an FMV game where basically Christopher Walken is in it, and like like the person who was the woman out of Raiders of the Lost Ark, she's in it.
Karen Allen.
Yeah, she's in it. So
Yeah, okay.
I've not played it. It's shit, but I want to play it.
Christopher Walken was in the old Wing Commander, one of the Wing Commander games. I thought it was amazing. I heard
Was it good?
all I heard was, "Hey, can you cut?" I said, "Is that Christopher Walken's?"
You gotta go over there and kill the enemy.
He's like, "Hey, you know your brother runs the Kindred, right?"
Actually,
And they
actually,
tried to have like all shadowy. I'm like, how are we not supposed to know it's Christopher Walken? Like, come on.
Come on.
He would have made a great Sith.
Oh
You-
yeah, are you kidding me?
I'm a
That would have
choke
been
you.
amazing.
Cheetah, actually, as you,
You were
as you move on,
the dark side.
maybe you could tell us all about the reaction that we got from our reaction of Power Man Iron Fist.
Dirty bastard.
Yeah, I mean, we the creators reached out to us and was leaving comments. Basically, they were just saying thanks for reviewing it. We know you didn't love it, but we appreciate your honest review. The actors were reaching out to us and saying, hey, I'm so and so in this film, and appreciate your feedback and everything like that. I mean, there's a little bit of back and forth, but it wasn't like bad. Like it wasn't like Zam with the Menard universe levels of bad. It was just hey, a lot of work goes into this, and we acknowledge that. We acknowledge that in all the videos. We say a lot of work goes in, and we promote your stuff. We put a link to your video in our stuff, so our people can go.
Did you react with that one, Ginger?
No.
Ginger with us on that
No,
one?
no.
you-
I couldn't even watch your reactions to it because it was so fucking long. It was so long.
Well,
I kept skipping and they were just talking.
Yeah, these were the same people who made that Punisher movie.
Yeah, I know.
where
Yeah, I
they
know
were
that
take-
because when I jumped in afterwards to watch the other stuff, you lot were explaining to
like-
me. I was just like, oh, "Come on, guys."
We have got. I won't oust this person regarding their name, but I got a lovely comment here. Like one of the like the clapback comments. He goes, "I would like to suggest you all say that there's no bias first before you review because you did not give this a fair review in my opinion." There is no way in hell that there was no good points at all. Even a broken clock is right at least 2 times. No shit. If you're all going to do reviews, please be a little bit more flexible in your opinions, especially when you are watching a fan film. I didn't like Iron Fist acting that much, but where he lacked, he definitely picked it up. His martial arts skills. He's actually a trained martial artist, so you can afford me.
And
So
we
to
never
say
crapped
think-
on his martial arts skills. I don't think we ever, besides the stick waving in the beginning, like we didn't really poo-poo on any of the choreography.
I just
really.
put the
That's probably the actor with a different account coming in.
No, the actor came. I mean, maybe it's a different, but the actor actually came on and was talking to us, like or on in the comments.
Yeah.
He also
but
wrote
it's
Luke
still
Cage.
probably his alt account as well, just trying to vent.
Oh well, maybe.
That's an assumption
Luke
on my
Cage was-
part. I don't want to,
Luke Cage was phenomenal in my opinion. I wish he could have done more, but to be honest, without a major budget studio, what could he really do as far as action? Well, he could have acted, in my opinion. I think
that's the way I ask.
It kept me engaged. I think it was some improv in it because he was funny. I also thought the writing was good. Now I will agree with you about the pacing. It was a bit too long, but at the same time, let's be honest. We are a fan of hero films. We want more action than dialogue. But I definitely missed the dialogue in hero movies. Well, good dialogue. Good job, Buckeye Studios. Please don't change anything. I thought it was a good.
Change. Fucking change.
Maybe fix the pacing in a few angles, but look, the whole point is you got to keep it entertaining. If I want like good dialogue, then I want good acting to go with it, and I'm more likely to get that in a more bigger budget production. If you
Bend over shredder.
If you're not capable of giving us good dialogue in a short story that we don't really give a fuck about because we know it's going to be over in like 20 minutes or whatever, so you might as well pace it better and give us the stuff that people want in these sort of the adaptations. They want the action. That's what they want. You know what I mean?
I don't mind having a little bit of a story, but you don't need anything super complicated. Like they're trying to stop this drug trade in Harlem. It's not
talk about that.
That's it. Like that's your thing. You don't need to sit down over Thai food or Chinese food or whatever it is and just sit there and like talk. And like honestly, this is all stuff that's been covered in other media with Iron Fist and Luke Cage. You know what I mean? Like they're talking about Buddhism and all this, and it's just like really like we if I wanted to be bored out of my mind, I would sit down and watch Iron Fist on Netflix if it's even still on there.
Let's find out.
No, it's not. It's not on there anymore. It's on Disney Plus.
Ah.
Yeah.
The rights to it.
But still,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. It's like
you nailed it.
Something a little bit different.
Gary just wanted to do that to himself when watching that fan film. Look, there are simple rules to fan films. Your pacing has to be good. We never expect the acting to be good, but it's about the pacing. And if your pacing is good and your action is good for a fan film, you can get away with a lot of stuff because you're never going to win on the right. Like for every fan film that I've seen, only a handful are actually well written.
Yeah.
All right. So don't sit there and give us long ass fucking chatting. And nobody's there to nobody has an interest in what you've really got to say. It's just got to be short, to the point, a 10-minute, 15-minute thing.
Yeah.
And all of that. And
hit me with the points of the plot. Don't, belabor.
Yeah, exactly. We'll appreciate the things that we're going to appreciate. The effort put into the special effects, the effort put into the shooting, the effort put into the the action, all this kind of stuff. Don't give me that Punisher. I never want to see shit like that fucking Punisher thing again.
Did you guys know though that they did that Daredevil film that we watched? I did not realize that.
Devil, what was it called?
The Daredevil one, the really short
Well,
one.
that should be the bar that they set.
Yeah.
That should be the bar.
I think they
that was great. We put that in our top 5 of the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying is like so. And I even said because somebody said that in their comment, they said we did that Daredevil film. I went back and I looked and I'm like, oh my god, you're right. I'm like, but look, you need to find something that's in between. Like, I don't mind. Like the Daredevil film was fine what it was. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But like, even if they decided to do a little bit of a like story with that kind of action, you still can't go over 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to pace it right. You have to make sure the story's there, but it can't be like this over convoluted story and like, stop for food. You know?
There was a fan film that we watched called Star Trek Squadron, and that film was a foreign fan film, so it had subtitles and it wasn't even in English. But regardless, the story was really good, and it was dialogue heavy, and the acting was superb. The acting was superb. Great costumes, great effects, great settings, everything, and I was engaged because it really drew me in, you know. And there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking, but it was absolutely superb. I think it became our number 2 fan film of that particular year.
Oh, really?
One, I believe.
I'll have to go and watch it then. Even if it's Star Trek.
What are we talking about? Chaos in Cloud City,
Squadron.
Zam's favorite film ever.
Oh god. That was
I think
awful.
that won worst for us.
Yeah, I'm always. People will know, but as much as it's a terrible thing to say, I always like them to know that if I tell you that watching this fan film makes me want to kill myself, which is what I've said on many of our fan films, then you know it's shit. And I want them to know that. I tell them that this fan film makes me want to fucking kill myself, and then that's how they know how shit I think it is.
You people cost me my life.
You people cost me 15 minutes that I'll never get back.
I'll never get those fucking minutes
I want my money back. Like it was free.
That Punisher one gave me PTSD, man. Fucking boredom.
How kinky Shredder is, and everyone loves 2 girls with 1 cup. Greatest fan film of all time.
Shredder, you've got too much time on your hands.
I've never watched that. I've
never watched 2 Girls 1 Cup. I never will. I am saying
no, that just sounds gross.
Yeah.
No. And I've never Googled blue waffle. Those are my 2 internet fucking unicorn thingies that I've never touched once.
And the R. Kelly tape. I've never seen the R. Kelly tape. I am saved. I have never seen
the pit one. Yeah, I saw that because of the documentary.
Yep.
What's a fan film of it? Ask Gary for a link. Fair enough.
Gary's never seen it.
I will after we finish playing live.
What is it? Just fucking 2 Manx, 1 can of beer, or something like that? Is that the Gary version?
They shit in a glass, and they start licking and eating on the shit.
No, I know what 2 Girls 1 Cup is. I'm saying, what's the Gary version of that? Is that like 2 Manx and a can of beer, just sitting there chatting? Life.
Rosemary.
Yeah, there you go. I tell you what, mate, it's fucking great down here, mate, Manchester. Love it.
Me drinking Kestrel, that's what it is.
You drinking what? Kestrel?
Kestrel, yeah.
Why not?
No, that is very northern.
Yeah, it is. It's ultimate northern.
And by the way, the LTV agrees. Do not ever Google those things.
No, it's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Until Zam looks it up and brings it up on the screen.
And gets us permaban.
Yeah, right.
Before we go into politics, let's just go into news. So I've been dying to talk about this because it's been one of my highlights.
Well, politics, news, and life is the next category. Go for it, dude.
For a start, I want to quickly bring up this Kai Central thing. I'm not going to show it, but this was the guy who gave away like a couple of thousand PlayStation 5s, and he was going to do it in New York. I never realized the impact that was going to have, and like thousands and thousands of people descended in New York and tried to get these PlayStation 5s, and then unfortunately, there was a lot of destruction. It caused a lot of riots, and not riots, but
stupid.
A lot of anarchy, because you can, somebody said like if there's 7,000 people and 10% of them are just there to cause shit, that's 700 people causing shit. And and you see people smashing up cars and stuff like that because they're crazy, and actually that happened recently in Oxford Street as well, because it is the summer holidays.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, kids are
again.
Yeah,
but this one was a planned crime spree.
Yeah,
and this is yet again where I get really pissed off.
The cops
with this kind of with the youth, because they're gathering to do something completely pointless where they could fucking gather to cause absolute chaos and just disrupt the fucking system and do this kind of shit. But no, they just obviously they're not mature enough yet to get to that kind of level.
And obviously people aren't aware. PS5s and Series X's are becoming more available now. So
yeah, but
no, it was just a free giveaway. It was a free giveaway.
Oh, okay.
It was a free giveaway, and it just turned into a riot.
Oh,
in New York. They literally went full level 4.
I'm
which is
YouTubing
like
that right
5-star
now as we speak.
yeah,
I'm going to YouTube it right damn now.
Which is like GTA 5-star level. You know.
Can I ask American Contingent a question?
What?
I think it got banned here, but is Black Friday still a thing over there?
Yes.
Of course it is, man. It'll never stop. It's consumerism.
Because they did it over here, they got banned after a few
No,
years.
Black Friday will never go away out here in America.
It's not going to get. It got banned in the UK. When did that happen?
Yeah,
It got taken online. You got taken online because of people just getting into fights and getting stabbed.
That's what's happening here. They're moving it all digitally as it should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here in the UK, they were just like,
anyway.
no, all our Black Friday stuff is online only. Nothing is going to be in the shops because that's just ridiculous.
So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's a week long, and yeah, it's a week long sale here as well. It's not just on Friday.
There's a week long build up for it here too. Pre Black Friday sales starts on Monday.
Yeah, like, Cheeto, didn't it start like last year, like November 6th or something? Like on some sites, it started like 3 weeks earlier.
Yeah, they've got like sales. They got sales that are like building up to the Black Friday, like weeks before. It's just stupid. I'm over it. I try to have my shopping done by Black Friday for Christmas just because I'm over Christmas. I'm over the commercialization of Christmas. I'm all for family getting together and good tidings.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about earlier how I just do not give a flying fuck about Christmas.
Like
I don't care.
Even people who celebrate it for the religious reasons, though, like it's not. This is not what the season of giving was about. And on top of that, why are we not like this year round?
Because we're not. Because we're pigs.
Exactly. Why are we more giving to like the homeless and all? Why aren't we like that year round? That's what makes me even more mad. Is that all these places are like, oh, we're donating. Man, donate in October when they need it. Donate in July when they need it. Don't wait till Christmas so you'll look good during the Christmas season. Like,
yeah, you get your little feel good. You feel
good about yourself. Yeah, I'm a good Samaritan.
Now I'm gonna be a complete fucking bitch on the airplane.
If I had a big show like Oprah or Ellen, I would be like, I filled up my audience with homeless veterans, and guess what? They're all walking out of here with a home paid for a year.
Yeah,
like that would be the one gift for that. If I had that much money and I had a really successful show like that, like that's what I would
fucking
do.
Commie, mate.
You get housing. Everybody gets housing. Yeah,
commie.
I'm a Christmas freak, so I'm gonna keep quiet because
I'd shut up. I wouldn't say nothing if I was you.
Well, you don't. Do you go to church for Christmas?
I go to church all the time, so yes. But
No, not you. I was talking to Gaz.
No, I go to church all the time, but the thing is that I just love how nice people get and how kind of like.
Why can't we be that way year round?
I love the singing. I love the merriment. I love the fact that people are nice to each other. It's like, can we not like expand Christmas for the idea so people are like that all the time, please?
Exactly. Yeah. Why can't we not be that year round? Quit being fake. Well, no, people are fake all the time.
But quit being faker than you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Quit being faker than you actually are.
Yeah.
We tangent to fuck it. I just want to say that going back to what I was saying regarding Oxford Street, what pisses me off is that the previous year this shit happened. The cops should have been a lot more smarter this year, and they weren't. And this shit happened again. Kids are fucking bored. They've got nothing to do. And considering all of this stuff is online as well, you would have thought they would have caught all of this before it even.
But they did. It was very minimal what happened. It was very minimal.
It still looked like a decent amount of kids doing a lot of crazy shit.
But how are you going to stop the kids from showing up? You can't. But they stopped anything from happening. I guess they stopped anything from happening. They were up there. The police came out. They were in force. They were ready. There was people saying to me, "Why are there fucking horses all over Oxford Street?" They were ready. They got them before anything escalated, and they arrested.
Lord.
Culprits.
I could just tell by the thumbnail. Okay, I'm watching it right now.
Okay, and on top of that, you mentioned regarding Christmas and consumerism. Oxford Street and Regent Street and stuff. They would have the Christmas lights, and in the past, they would have like religious symbols and stuff like that as a way of portraying Christmas. But then what the corporations were saying is that they're no longer doing this anymore because apparently it offends people of other religions. But those people of other religions are just a scapegoat, because what corporations want is, corporate entities on those Christmas lights like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck to sell shit.
Yeah.
And then they blame people. They blame the Muslims. They blame the Jews for being offended, when the reality is they're not offended because we don't give a fuck. We live in this goddamn country. Christmas happens every goddamn year. Jesus Christ is actually a prophet within Islam. So nevertheless,
don't be promoting that Black Jesus stuff around here.
Black Jesus.
Yeah. But the point is it's just a scapegoat to blame other cultures for being offended, when the reality is they just want to sell shit. You
guys want to know? You guys want to know how bad it is, though? Is when I first told my kids a couple years ago, I said, "You guys know that Jesus was black, right?" And they're like, "What?" Like, it blew their mind.
Middle Eastern, definitely.
I'm like, yeah, okay. So Mid-Eastern white American families believing that their kids believing that Jesus was white. Yep, this tracks a lot.
Yep.
Well, considering American movies for a long time had white people portraying Middle Eastern people for years, no wonder they fucking thought Jesus was.
Hey, Matt Damon did a great job portraying an Asian man. I'm just saying.
I remember that. Fox.
Hang on. But the Matt Damon thing is, again, this is the West butting its fucking nose into another country's decision and culture. China wanted Matt Damon in there. It's their production. It's their thing. We come in and so, like, that's the equivalent of fucking Chinese people complaining there's an Asian person in a Western film. You know what I mean? And in fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because Jamie Foxx was and Jennifer Aniston kind of caused a stir of nothingness, because Jamie Foxx said if they could kill Jesus, if they could kill Jesus, they could kill you, or they can get to you, or something along those lines, which is a saying within the black community, okay, that if they, being anyone, can kill your Lord and Savior, they could definitely get to you.
Yeah, you gonna get got. That's how I go.
That's it. And it was the thing about fake friends and all this kind of shit. And white people chimed in, calling Jamie Foxx anti-Semitic, saying it's an anti-Semitic post, and black people literally turn around saying,
"Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah,
what the fuck? Stop butting into our culture. This is our culture. It's a saying we have. It's not about Jews. It's about saying how humans in general associated that if they could kill the Lord and Savior, they're gonna get to you. Okay, so don't trust your fucking fake friends and all this kind of shit, and careful who your friends are, and know your loyalties and all that. I know this saying. They even have it here in the UK. Okay, so I knew exactly what it was fucking saying. But the fact the media jumped on it, and the media still ignored the black community, did not correct it, and they still tried to paint Jamie Foxx as an anti-Semite and Jennifer Aniston as a anti-Semite for liking the fucking post. It's this kind of shit I can't fucking stand, and it's Americans that do it all the time. They butt their nose in, they make assumptions about other people and their culture, they make these accusations and this bullshit tribalism and cultural segregation is what I call it, all right? And it fucking pisses me off, and it needs to stop. And that's just, I get triggered because when I saw that Matt Damon thing, I was like, no, Chinese production company paid him, they wanted him in the film.
I actually had no idea, so I just was bringing it up as a joke.
Yeah, they prefer seeing like fucking Western actors in their productions. That's why they put a lot of them in their own films. Bollywood is the same as well. They love getting in like Western actors to play in their fucking films and all that.
It widens their fan base because Western audiences will recognize him.
They don't care about that. They wanted it for them because they wanted it for the Chinese audience, because the Chinese audience loves seeing white Western men in their stuff. It's just a thing. Like I just fucking saw.
So I need to get the dating scene over in the West. Got it.
Like, yeah, baby.
In their stuff. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, it just winds me out when people kind of butt in on. It's like the whole Black Cleopatra thing. It's like, fuck off. That's my culture. You get the fuck out of there. kind of thing. So yeah, it winds me up. Someone clipped Cheeto and put it up on the channel advert about how NerdTube is, but we are racist.
Yeah, look
Listen,
at us.
Look at us. We're racist as fuck.
This diverse cast of different nationalities and races. Of course, we're racist. You know?
Zam basically told Oxford Street to take the Christmas lights down because fuck white people. You know that's
Yeah, they're all racist against white people. I'm the token white guy here.
Yeah. We let you in here. We let you in here. Gaz is northern, so we let special needs people in here as well. So don't say we don't cater to everyone. You know.
So going.
I mean,
so,
Zam
this
checks
is
so
a
many
nice little-
boxes. It's not even funny. So.
So this is a nice little pivot here because to go on about racism, but I've been dying to show this little clip. You know, this is the best one I can
Alabama,
find.
bro.
Yeah, here we go, baby.
I'm gonna go
This is royal. This is
here
the
we go.
Royal Rumble.
Oh God!
Yeah,
All right, so-
All right, full screen it. There you go.
This is the best clip I can find of all the action. So
I'll be
here we
back.
go. So just see. So.
I don't know.
Sorry, I was
turn
about
it
to
down a
pause
little
that.
bit, just because
just put it for-
we don't want to get copyright or anything.
Yeah, mute the. Just
Where'd
mute
Ginger
it.
go?
He said he'll be back.
Just so you know, like
I've
this
seen
guy
this
who's
so
like-
many fucking times, dude. That I'm gonna go use this as an excuse to go toilet.
Oh, okay.
Then
No
I'll be back
problem.
once the clip is over.
I
Just
can't
so you
go
know,
without
for
my
people who need to understand what the hell's going on, is that this black guy who's just been assaulted, he's a security guard who works on this dock, who's been telling these hicks to move their boat so that they can get one of those old-fashioned Mississippi boats with a rotating wheel at the back to park there, because it's got hundreds of people who need to get off and dock on this dock. But these motherfuckers won't move their boat, and then the fight ensues. So let's get on. A little bit of volume.
So wait, the guy in the white's a security guard. I haven't seen this in its entirety. I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, and look at him. He's
Oh
just
my
working
God.
there.
Oh, it's med time for Zam.
Oh shit! I didn't even hear it. Sorry, my bad. And so now some black people are coming and seeing this black guy getting the shit beaten out of him.
Oh my God!
And look at this kid. He's swimming. He's swimming to the fucking action. This 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's swimming his ass over there. Damn, man.
All right, cue Avengers music. But
Yep.
So that's the riverboat they were blocking earlier. You know, what I mean, can you believe it?
Shredder says that the guy swimming was a dock worker colleague.
And-
so
And
don't
these
get
are the people. This little boat with these fucking hillbillies on it. They're blocking that fucking riverboat, and they punched that black man because they have a sense of fucking entitlement. And now they're fucking showing what entitlement gets you now in 2023. It gets you a fucking ass whooping.
Look at that.
I've seen clips of the
It's just
chair.
unfortunate.
I've not seen this at all.
No, people are thrown in the water. Now I do feel there might have been one or two people who were not involved who just got caught in the crossfire. Very unfortunate, without a doubt. And
Did they kick the racist out?
but unfortunately, none of this would have occurred if those dickheads in that little boat, that little dinghy of theirs, didn't throw the first fucking punch on the security guard who worked on that dock in the first place.
And then they're getting fucked up. Oh, the police are here. Fine. Oh my god, it's still going on. Oh. There's a racist again.
Oh, no, you're going
is
for
the
his
guy in
fucking
the
eyes.
striped shirt, is that the dock worker? Or
No,
not
no.
the dock worker, the security guard?
No, I don't know. It's not him.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
he's out of the picture now.
Oh, okay, so this isn't a different angle. This is just later on.
Yeah, this is just for them.
This is where we get to.
I haven't seen
This
this
is where
bit.
we're gonna get the.
That's where the chair shot came in. Right.
Oh
my god!
Good chair shot.
Kind of
Look,
awesome.
Vince McMahon offered that person a contract
Oh,
right away.
he hit the woman on the floor.
My favorite bit was
He
earlier
went a
when
bit
they
overboard there, but the
the
woman's on
river.
the floor.
Vince
and
McMahon's
he
like,
hits her on the chair.
Get that guy with chair,
And he rightfully
chair wielding
get-
person
he-
a contract.
He's rightfully getting arrested for that.
Bitch, get your ass over there. Down you go.
Wait, who's getting arrested?
This guy, he
Right.
hit a woman. He hit a woman on the floor with a chair. Like, it was white,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's it,
white
yeah.
woman on the floor. Like, you gotta be the better man there, bro. You know what I mean?
I love a good brawl.
You know, if somebody's coming swinging at you, they hit them with a chair, but somebody's on the ground
Yeah, but what about the
already.
guys in the dinghy? Did they get arrested?
Yeah,
Mute the video.
Yeah,
we
they
don't
did.
need to hear the
Adds a bit of flavour.
no,
Fair
no,
enough.
just noise.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
All we really want to hear is a simple chair shot. That's all we want to hear. And
Big
JR
race
popped
one
out of the side
million,
of the
they
screen.
just
Good
erased-
God Almighty!
Stone
Yeah.
Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. That's not
Chow, chow, chow.
Those are the dickers. They get their justice. With one
Yeah,
of these
good.
guys, I think one of the guys he owns a shop, and his shops were getting negative reviewed and review bombed on the internet, and I think they're also getting people paying him a visit and stuff like that at his shop.
Oh, but what privilege?
Well,
But you know, their privilege was what started it. Okay, this guy is
Yeah,
Jason Aldean. Yeah, you mentioned him earlier as well. So
yeah. Try that.
Yeah,
in town. We did.
but well, yeah, I think what I loved about this was this unity from just all these people were strangers, you know, like they weren't all together, but they see this guy getting the shit beaten out of him, and they felt like, you know, I need to go there and save this guy.
Well, he threw the hat signal. You know, it's kind of like the
Oh yeah,
the hat signal.
yeah. I mentioned that.
Like, yeah, throws his hat in the air. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Gonzo calls for aid. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, it was great stuff, and I just love seeing the unity of all these people coming there to save this guy. It felt very warm in my heart. I mean, it's a shame that we still have to have all of this shit, but I don't know what's going to necessarily come from this, because I've always said
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
never-
nobody's really saying it's a race thing. I'm just saying it's a race thing, but it wasn't. It was just a brawl, but it just turned out into a black versus white kind of thing for the most
Yeah,
part.
a family
people
trying
be
hard.
stupid and not moving their bloody bolts with the rest.
Yeah, all that. If they had just moved their boat, they wouldn't have just.
Yeah,
fucking-
well, you have to punch that guy. Jesus, like, it's a dock, man.
Yeah.
Find someone
Move
else
your
to dock
boat. No, I'm
fucking
gonna
boat.
punch you instead.
Don't
yeah, I
use
mean,
this
if he's
giant
a security
Mississippi
guard,
riverboat.
if he's a security guard, he can tell you to move your boat. Like,
Yeah, move your damn boat,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
right?
It probably,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
probably
all
nice
these
about, it's probably nice about it. It was just when
White people making me proud since 7:30 in the afternoon. Great.
white
That
people are
sense
so
of privilege
stupid,
and
aren't
stuff
they?
like that.
Sorry.
Karen,
You know,
you
just
know,
to
male
punch
Karen.
that guy and stuff like that, and you know, and like you hear stories like from people like Tucker Carlson, who says that white people never go out in groups starting fights and violence and stuff like that. Well, you know, everyone's capable of doing it, even white
I'm
people.
sorry,
You
the
see your story
KKK
right
did
there.
what now?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Cowboys.
You know, it always makes me makes me laugh when I hear like hillbilly Americans, rednecks and stuff like that, always worried about Al Qaeda and fucking, you know, Mexican street
Al-Qaeda.
gangs and stuff like that.
Okay,
And you know, Mexicans crossing the border when they in their own country they've got the fucking Ku Klux Klan and the Aryan Brotherhood and various other white supremacist organizations, and they don't give a fuck about
What?
these guys. You know, I mean, these are actual terrorists, real terrorists in their country, and they don't give a fuck.
TLD,
Yeah.
there's still laws in the South today that affects black people.
In the real South, there is no race. Yeah, you keep thinking that, mate.
There's still
Yeah.
today in the deep South that still affects black people. What are you talking about, TLD?
I think the Tucker Carlson thing was that's not how white men fight. Well,
Yeah, they don't fight. According to that video, they don't fight very well at all. So
yeah,
no, white men will walk right up to the job. I'm fired. I'll be right back, you sons of bitches.
Even with the police, there, like, luckily the police were like, there was a lot of black police officers too, but there was just so much chaos. Even the regular police couldn't, do things the normal way. I mean, that one guy who hit the woman on the floor with a chair, he deserved to get arrested. Like,
that's South. Yes, that's right. That's right, Shredder. In the real South, it's just penguins.
Yep, only penguins.
Everybody's wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you see what's happening. Like, just to get a bit political now, you see what's happening in Florida right now. Like with Ron DeSantis, who doesn't want critical race theory to be taught with it's all political, but there he is getting PragerU, who are political themselves, teaching that slavery wasn't bad. I keep saying these motherfuckers were slaves. They were taken against their will.
What skills did your family
slaves?
Oh dear Lord!
It was all about learning skills, wasn't it?
Yep. That's how it was for us growing up.
Yeah.
Christ, is fucking
exactly. But I'm sure that black people didn't know how to pick cotton until they became slaves, and then they became better cotton pickers. Is that what you're saying? Is that what the fucking skills they're learning?
Yeah, they never
ridiculous.
had butchers before there were slaves and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean they would justify any reason. Oh, we were enriching their lives because they were savages over in Africa. It's like nobody asked you.
Yeah, nobody wanted to know your opinion on it, man.
They're like, well, tribal chiefs in Africa sold more slaves to the West. And I'm like, yes, because they got rid of their enemies.
Yep.
They didn't have to keep their enemies. Like, hey, look, my enemy while I rule.
There are bad people in Africa too. Like, I'm not saying, but it's still like there was obviously crimes happening on, like there were obviously crimes happening, and it's not like the English or the white people were like, oh no, we shouldn't be doing this. This is bad. I mean, we could have bought all the slaves and then set them free, but we didn't.
TLD, that's fine, born and proud. But what you have to do is condemn when you see bad actions.
Well, that's what I said. I can't account for everyone.
But it's a bit different. Like, I don't think he's necessarily condemning it. And what you need to do is condemn. Like, I see people of my race and culture do terrible things. I condemn it straight off the bat.
I mean, we've got 3 Brits on this panel. And they're all all just about all Brits are terrible. But at least these guys acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We've saved like 3/4 of the globe, but we've not given half the money back that we need to.
Yeah, we wear it with a badge of honor, mate.
Oh, here we go. They learn skills to help. Please tell me you're being sarcastic. Please tell me you're being sarcastic. Because you're not going for this Fox News, fucking Tucker Carlson, PragerU rhetoric. Please, man. It's ridiculous.
I mean, look
they
at the
were
guy's
slaves.
picture.
They were slaves.
Hey, Gemini, 100% they're real.
They literally they literally did work for no money, and if people thought they were smart,
against
they
their
were
will.
killed. TLD.
They were killed. The women were raped. These guys were treated like living in inhumane conditions. They were treated like second-class citizens. They were slaves.
Basically, just a frat party.
They weren't free. I mean,
this is like Gul Dukat, like with the Bajoran women. Like, he treated them well, but that doesn't mean they were free.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, you can't.
There are no positives to fucking slavery. You're owning.
There's no positive.
Human being. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, my people were slaves under the Ottomans.
Nobody cares about
fucking slaves. We had them. We were them. We've done it all. And it's fucking shit.
I mean, aren't these very same people condemning, all the people trafficking that's happening, by the Mexicans coming into America? Aren't you guys condemning that, because you don't want that shit coming across your border? That's slavery. That's modern day slavery, and yet somehow that slavery you can condemn.
Excuse me.
You can condemn that slavery, but you're all right with the slavery of your country's history, because you need to see that slavery rose the classes.
They should have done it to the Scottish years ago, mate.
Shredder, man, you need to get on here, man. You need to take my place in this political debate.
Germs.
Hey, we got. They took our jobs.
Oh my god!
But they took our germs. They darkened her. Darkened her.
Oh, I thought he was talking about like.
I black and grew up in South.
You're black. Yeah. Okay, so what life skills were you passed down upon where your ancestors were
I was
owned?
about to say, I was looking at his picture,
I mean-
saying, "Wait a minute." I mean, not that he has to automatically agree with us, but he did look. He did look black.
Yeah, because funny enough, when it came to black Republicans as well, even they were like saying, "Fuck this shit." Even we can't agree with this. Regarding
Even Candace Owens does agree with this shit.
Did she? That one I am surprised because they don't call her Candace Owens for no reason. You know what I mean? But so yeah, but then so yeah, we all know. Look, we know history, but there's no. It's how you interpret it. If you think being a slave is beneficial to people who are slaves, then I'll never agree with that because being a slave in itself is just bad.
Yeah,
regardless of what you learn,
it's not bad.
Whatever
it's wrong.
you learn,
It's wrong. Yeah.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah, sorry, wrong
See the shit
terminology.
they tried to do in other states when people would escape up north and all this kind of shit. So let's not pretend that slavery was.
They would take gangs and go into other states, in other free states, and try and bring those people back so they could kill them and drug them up to make examples of them for the other slaves. So TRD, don't come with that crap. Sorry, this pisses me off. Sorry.
and white supremacy within America was never taken that seriously because you had organizations like the KKK who were causing black people who after slavery were
Damn! All right, that
causing misery for black people.
That's comment of the day right there.
Yeah. So yeah, as I'm saying, they like you had the KKK causing black people misery, and nothing really was done about it. Suggesting the Holocaust wasn't all bad. We made some medical advances. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they got good exercise and fresh air. Until a point.
Kind of.
Yeah, fucking, Jesus. I bring the goods, gentlemen. Yes, you do, Gemini. Yes, you fucking do. If I was an alien, I'd be probing you, mate. Yeah.
What you got? There's an alien here. Oh my god.
Aliens, screw you guys. I'm going ham.
Screw you guys. I'm going ham.
Well, speaking of dickheads, Stephen Crowder. Hey, what's the news of Stephen Crowder?
I saw people.
Well, he's losing views.
He's losing views, and he had a whole shitload of staff walk out on him because he tried to force them to sign NDAs where he can sue them for $100,000 if they broke the NDAs. And he's like, look, man, everyone's got to be okay with a bit of a sack tap, like basically tapping people's nuts. The guy, he's so in the closet, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he was putting his ball sacks on people's shoulders. Yeah,
no, he's not in jail.
Gemini,
he should be
and stuff like that. I mean, the guy.
Wait a minute, that's not allowed. Oh, I'm sorry, DH.
This is what happens when unfortunately you are. I've heard stories that he would pay male prostitutes to fuck him in the ass.
Oh, for God's
sake. What I mean, which is totally fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong in that personally, but because he is closeted. Because he is closeted, unfortunately, it comes across as wrong. And and then because he's also homophobic and he's anti-trans, even though the guy loves dressing up like a woman all the fucking time.
Wait, where did Ginger go? Oh,
right. I'm the fan of sister, you know what I mean?
I was reacting to this comment here.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference.
Ginger went away from me and he had to make sure I was still awake.
And if you don't sign up to it, you're sacked.
His wife is now leaving him. His wife is now leaving him as well.
She already divorced the British.
Yeah, exactly. And now the Republicans who believe in freedom want to end no fault divorce, or is that how it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to end divorce in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like, no, once you get
freedom.
married, you stay married, damn it.
I mean,
Oh, hell no.
the Daily Wire must be kissing whatever Faraday do or they prayed to whatever God that he did not accept their offer when he accepted it, because this would be backfired under mega if this came.
No, they would have defended him, dude. They would have defended him to the hilt, and he would have been part of their team and shit like that. The same way with Matt Walsh.
I don't think so.
Who's got loads of Matt Walsh has got loads of skeletons in his closet regarding him being a fucking nonce. There was a thing where he was defending charges against you if the charges found out about you were a long time ago. So if you did rape somebody like 30 years ago, you shouldn't, and it only found out now, you shouldn't be arrested for it. That's the sort of thing Matt Walsh. That's what the sort of thing Matt Walsh is going down. So
don't know if the Daily Wire would. Well, I mean, we don't know what skeletons they have in their closet, but I don't think they would have allowed people to whip his cock out and then slap it in people's faces and do this kind of shit, because it's a corporation.
I mean, sounds like
federal laws.
But they could just deny it. They could just deny it and say it was
I'm not saying you're wrong. We don't know. But like from all the leaks that we heard about Fox News and behind the scenes, Fox News adheres to a lot of the kind of woke agenda that they attack.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they were having mandatory COVID tests and stuff like that. Whilst
they were
also
telling people not to get the vaccine.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, don't get it because it'll kill you, or you'll grow titties on your head, or some such shit.
Statue.
That means someone like Tucker Carlson would have definitely been vaccinated. Tucker Carlson would definitely been vaccinated because he was on Fox News at the time. But when he was interviewing Ice Cube, he said that he wasn't vaccinated. Because
Ice Cube's another fucking idiot.
Yeah, Ice Cube's a dickhead, by the way. He's a proper sellout, man.
An idiot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go on about Ice Cube. I just want to go on about Tucker Carlson saying that he wasn't vaccinated, even though he obviously is. But he needs to pander to his stupid audience who all feel the vaccine is some sort of government conspiracy, even though the entire fucking planet is being vaccinated, and every fucking billionaire, every right-wing politician, they're all fucking being vaccinated. So if it's good enough for them, it should be good enough for you.
Yep.
But the thing is, it's not even just people on the right as well. I mean, technically they are on the right, but even like Joe Rogan and fucking Jimmy Dore, like, who've been vaccinated, and then just their audience of massive anti-vaxxers, so they had to just keep pushing the anti-vax conspiracy stuff. It's just like, what are you doing? You were literally praising the vaccine before that, and then fucking 10 minutes in to a conspiracy theory and chill, you fucking start spouting that bullshit.
You'll grow titties on your head and shit like that. Yeah. So that's why you shouldn't get it.
It's still possibly anti-vax bullshit. I mean, I think it was either this week or last week. You had some guy on it saying, the long-term effects of COVID have been over-exaggerated. No, they're fucking not. People dying.
People are dying like over 500 million people and counting. Still to this day, even though we're
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. It's like 500 million people have lost their lives because of this shit. It ain't no joke.
I don't think it's that many people.
Oh, it was. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably passed by now.
People are still dying from COVID, dude.
I don't think we've had 500 million deaths. I think it's not that high. I don't think it's that high.
Yeah, let me see. Kind of curious, actually.
Maybe
worldwide. Because you have to understand the one person like right wingers, fawn to is the one person who was promoting the vaccine the most. And that was Donald Trump. He was very much about the vaccine.
How do you know these people are vaxxed? Well, again, Fox News, they had the policy you had to be vaccinated, and Rogan fucking said it himself, and Jimmy Dore said it himself that they were vaccinated, and they were telling people to not get vaccinated and to stop being ridiculous about it, and then all of a sudden they changed the tune because their audience grew when they put on anti-vaxxers.
Rupert Murdoch's been vaccinated. There was a clip of him going to a special vaccinated clinic to get vaccinated. Joe Biden himself said it, and nobody denied it when he was having his president's dinner thing where he do jokes and shit, mentioning about all the right wingers. Everyone in that fucking room vaccinated, and there was loads of Republicans.
DeSantis,
in there. DeSantis, DeSantis has also been vaccinated as well.
To get vaccinated, but then he's found that his voters didn't like that, so he changed his tune. They're just hypocrites. Well, they're right.
Going after Fauci and stuff like that. I mean, like they're making him look. Fauci got things wrong. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't perfect, but this was a brand new disease. They were learning on the fly, and you need your experts. And they're going to fuck up now and again, unfortunately. But, so exactly.
And people are respectfully coming out with COVID, bullshit. Sorry.
What?
Like people like Woody Harrelson, for example, he was saying like it was a way to control people. No, it was literally a life-altering disease.
Yeah, people are fucking dying, man.
It just shows you the level of stupid. Like I said, these people wouldn't have fucking survived the 1920s flu epidemic at all. They would have been caught up in it and fucking died. We for where I work, we're doing a project on COVID and the kind of the aftermath of it and all this kind of shit. And among the demographics, again, the ones that suffered most with the COVID obviously were Black and Asian communities, but the older generations on all demographics were the ones that went headfirst and got themselves vaccinated, but the younger lot either didn't get vaccinated or were very hesitant to get vaccinated. And the difference is old people aren't on social media, young people are on social media, and sadly the anti-vax bullshit is happily just allowed to flourish within all. Like Mark Zuckerberg could come on and say, "Yo, we're clamping down on it," and all this kind of shit. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. You're not clamping down on it. And Spotify have not turned around and told Joe Rogan, stop pushing the anti-vax bullshit. It's bullshit. Here's all the fucking data and here's all the evidence proving that you're full of shit. Okay, so stop fucking doing it. But no.
President of the United States got fucking vaccinated in public in front of everyone, boosted the lot. If it's good enough for this guy, the most powerfulest man in the world, it should be good enough for everyone else.
It was a new disease. What are you talking about, you famous twit? It literally was a new variant.
Boss man, don't insult it. Boss man, you don't have to call him that, dude. You have to call him a flaming twit.
It pisses me off. Sorry.
Yeah, but don't call him a flaming twit. You can, you don't need to go down that route, dude.
Sorry.
What, flaming twit? Yeah, that's too hardcore for this channel, mate. But look, yeah, I mean, no, COVID's not a new disease, but different strains had different effects. Yes. And all this kind of shit. And because there was so much misinformation being pumped out and everything, it was just botched. The whole thing was botched. And you know, when your leaders are right-wing idiots who don't want to seem controlling or weak in front of the voters, even though every fucking policy they push is literally controlling every aspect of your fucking life, okay, it was a mess. It was a big fucking mess. And the most stressful part of COVID was just dealing with idiots and listening to their bullshit conspiracy theories. And I was just like, you're a fully grown adult. Why don't you just read about all the pandemics we've had in the past and how we handle them? Why don't you fucking speak to like all Africans? Africans were the first fucking people who slapped on masks when they heard about COVID in December of 2019.
Yep, them and like Korea were the first two countries that got their shit together. They were like, all right, fuck this.
They know what happens in a pandemic. They know it. Okay? And so I was seeing people mask up and I was like, okay, I'm going to put on a mask. If the Africans are wearing masks, they know.
Likewise.
So I just fucking straight away. By January, it became a pandemic, we was wearing masks. And my mum was traveling to Australia. I bought her a box of masks. She thought I was crazy. I said, no, fucking put those on. Yeah.
Look, the vax was patented in 2016. What the hell?
No, he's talking about the vaccination, right? He's wrong because what he's talking about is
for coronavirus.
Not right. What he's talking about is that one of the vaccines that they pointed out was a adaptation of a previous thing that attacks a lower strain of COVID, and he adapted it. That's what he means. He's getting the facts wrong, basically. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep fucking
And
mutating
this
anyway.
annoys me as well. This, what they call it, Spanish flu. It was the American flu. The Americans brought it over.
Nope.
But again, with white supremacy and all this, and don't want to make the Americans look bad, they call it the Spanish flu. But it's the American flu, and this is that was the pandemic that we had, like the Europeans had. But Africa's had so many, and Asia had SARS. SARS is where COVID came from. It's SARS-CoV, and that exploded in the early 2000s in Asia.
And all four of us, we're all vaccinated. We're all boosted. You know, like
boosted everything.
I'm not feeling well at this moment in time, but I've got a bit of a cold, but that's got nothing to do with the coronavirus. And if it did, at least I got less chances of fucking dying from it because I've been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So
if it was COVID, you'd mostly be tired right now. You'd be out of it right now.
I'm actually going back to work tomorrow. I've taken today off and I've taken yesterday off. I couldn't work. I wasn't feeling up for it, but I feel like I could possibly get some work done tomorrow. I need to as well. You know what I mean? I can't, I'm self-employed. I need to start making some money.
Yeah. That's what's up with your self-employed. You get, you don't,
well, luckily I've got £850 of credit. So.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good, Zam.
But I'm not using it. I don't want to fucking use it.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, in case of emergency and all that. But yeah, I mean, TLD, you're not wrong. A lot of countries were denied the right to even make their own vaccine, and they were going to be punished severely if they did because of this greedy capitalist bullshit.
And funny enough, America for the first time
China
ever,
and they blocked Cuba from giving their ingredients to make vaccines.
But America for the first time ever got a taste of what public healthcare felt like. Socialized medicine felt like. With everyone getting free vaccines because it was for the better. It was for the benefit of society. But that was only going to last for so long now because all these pharmaceutical corporations they want to start making some money out of it now. That won't happen in our country, fortunately. But they're doing it in America. It kind of shows you where they stand.
Fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, never mind. Nothing relevant. Oh, no, that was it. Look, as fucking shit as this sounds, and it is shit, COVID was actually a blessing in the long term because a lot of people kind of realized a lot of people realize in terms of workers, they realize how important they were. A lot of people realize their own workers' value. And I know things are shit in terms of the cost of living and all this. We've seen an uptick in unionization, not in America, although they've had more strikes. Union numbers aren't growing, but in the UK, we've had record number of people signing up to unions. And even I'm part of a union now as well because I can afford it. Because obviously you have to pay like a small membership fee. It's not a lot, but and so we are seeing that. We're seeing this huge fight back. People know their fucking worth, and the government's response is to just try and crush protesting and bring in new laws to kind of suppress it rather than say, okay, fuck it. But they've given corporations free rein to just absolutely fuck us senseless with how things are. So it's a dire situation, but let's see what happens in the future. Gaz.
Yeah, I was going to say, but also the other thing it did is that it allowed people who maybe have issues with health or whatever work from home. So I think so we did that as well, and I think it kind of allowed the work because a lot of things that the Tories did before COVID. I think we're talking 2018 here. They tried to get a lot of people who were on benefits, and we're talking people who are literally disabled off it by saying, "Oh, we're going to cut your benefits. We're going to do this and that to you." So basically, these are people who literally, I think one of them was on a ventilator and were trying to get this poor sod to work. And and what the hybrid thing does was it allows people to work from home, so they could literally say, "I can work from home," and there's nothing the government can say no to, because literally they say, "Well, you want me to go to work? This is how I can go to work."
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole the explosion of work from home is what helped me. Even though I go into the office, it still helps me because I applied with the option that yes, there are days where I can work from home. So last week, like the weather in the UK has been really shit, and when the weather is damp, my legs get just they swell up. I get crippling pains. I can't move. So I just called the work and I said, I can't walk for shit. I'm going to be working from home this week. They're like, no problem.
Yep.
Any other job, I would have been fucked because I'd be like, well, you have to take the day off sick and you won't get paid if you've gone over your sick days or under your sick days and all that. But because of the work from home option, I've only had in the year that I've been working where I'm working, I've had one day off where I was sick, where I literally couldn't, like, you know, where you can't even lift your body. And all of that. So I had 2 days off because it was just 2 days off I've had in the year. But the other times my legs have been a bit bad and my knees have been swollen, option to work from home. And that's been the best part about COVID. Obviously, the worst part is all the tragic deaths and all this kind of shit, obviously. But the option that companies finally fucking came into the 21st century and realized we could run our entire companies with people working from home.
Yep.
And the only people that are really suffering are the fucking landlords of the big buildings and all this kind of shit. And that's why you see the media attacking like people working from home and all this kind of shit. They say, "Oh, it's not working." I'm like, actually, no. People are much happier. Productivity is way more up, and workers will now pick and choose where they want to go. So more companies offering flexibility of working from home, they're going to go there.
Yep. And they're starting to coverage mileage too. A lot of companies are like, if you have to drive, that's been the nice thing about this shit too. People are like, we'll cover your gas. Yep.
Exactly. You know, it's been a huge, this is what I mean. And this is what I've been screaming for this to happen. Like, I was like, why aren't there more options to work from home? This is ridiculous. You could do everything from your own internet connection. But as soon as all the COVID stuff happened, like I was unemployed for ages since 2016. I was on, I can't really count 2016, end of 2016, 2017, because my health went. So I couldn't do nothing. I was out for the count for 2017. But from 2018 onwards, I was looking for work, couldn't do fine shit because they will not hire you if you're disabled in this country. They will not. Okay? There is a huge thing. Yeah, but they just don't have to hire you. There's nothing you could do to prove it either. They just won't hire you. And I stopped declaring that I was disabled on the fucking on the applications because you know you tick all these boxes. Hey, we're part of the Equalities Act, and basically that just means okay, if you're a cripple, we're not going to hire you. But and you tick this box, so we know not to bother hiring you because then it means we don't have to make any accommodations. But I don't need accommodations. I just need them to understand there might be days where I literally cannot walk and I might not be able to come in, but they're not going to hire you on that basis.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that I have, Paddy, because I have to fill those in because of what I have. Like, I've got massive anxiety issues, but I also have dyspraxia. But that can mean, on occasion, and people don't understand this, that I can have the occasional journey to the center of the floor. And it's annoying. And I have to be, like, very spatially aware. So if I look at people, it doesn't mean I'm trying to fancy them. It means I'm trying to engage my area surroundings of people. And people don't understand that if they don't suffer from it.
No, that's it. That's exactly it. But again, if you get the option to like work from home and all of that, all your coping mechanisms are there as well. And it makes it fucking easier. And yeah, on this, obviously, except for healthcare and retail, that's a given. But you know, like none of my old friends that work in the day center, obviously they can't work from fucking home. But the rest of us in office jobs, you know, my brother practically runs, you know, the company he works for. He's taking a break now, but you know, from home, just do it from home, and it's let's just say it's one of the biggest companies around, and he's able to run and function and do all this stuff from the comfort of his house. And he says in his contracts, because we're not coming into work. It's as simple as that. If I could do it all from home, and that's had a huge positive impact because he's got younger kids, and so he can leave the house at 3 o'clock to go pick up the kids, bring them back, carry on working, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So it's win-win. And like I said, the only people missing out are the landlords. And Yabu sucks, don't care. They can learn to adapt like the rest of us always have to adapt when they make policies that fuck us continuously, you know. And you might argue the cafes and all this kind of shit, but again, when it's all pret-a-manger and Costa Coffee, I don't give a shit about those places. Let them shut down.
Yep. Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. One of my neighbors is smoking in their apartment. Dirty bastards.
Yeah, they outlawed that shit here. They're like, you ain't doing that.
Good.
Nope. As they should too. I'm like, I don't like people smoking in their houses.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty, man.
Yep.
Nasty. Like every time I see old pictures, all I see is, you know, people with, I was going to say the F word for cigarettes in the UK, but I better not.
I know what you mean.
With cigarettes in their fucking hand.
Usually now it's the fakes now.
Yeah, now people are vaping.
Yeah,
it's been almost 3 years since I quit smoking as well. I'm very proud of that. It's
Good
been
job.
the best things I've ever
smoking
done.
weeks, yeah.
Well, smoking everything. Like, I mean, I was smoking
nice.
everything.
You smoke crack?
I mean, no. I mean, the point is that, you know, we cigarettes, you know, the lot, you know, and it's not, the thing is,
nice.
Regardless of my, even though my health was deteriorating, which was one of the reasons why I quit, because I thought I was going to die. So there's no better motivation than the fear of death to quit smoking. The thing I've noticed the most is I've got more fucking money. You know what I mean? But I'm not blowing it. But when you're smoking not only fucking cigarettes but weed, and you're buying weed all the time, you're spending like £100 a week on weed, you notice that fucking money you're saving, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, so that's a question. I mean, when you were thinking about quitting, were you thinking about the gum, or were you talking about like, were you thinking about the e-cigarettes and all that shit, or was it just one of those things you just thought?
No,
I need to quit it up cold turkey.
Let me tell you what happened. Yeah, one particular point, I just started feeling chest pains.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so bad that when I was lying down on my bed, I couldn't lie down on my back. It hurt so much to breathe and everything. I had to lie on my side. I couldn't lie down. And I started crying. You know, I really thought I was going to die.
How long did that go on for?
It went on for, well, the pains, once I quit smoking, but then I immediately stopped smoking. But I realized I had to stop.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then so I stopped smoking. And
so were you smoking normal cigarettes as well?
I was smoking roll-ups.
Right.
Yeah, because when I was working, I did. But when I was working, I would smoke roll-ups. You know, and I'll smoke. You know, and your life revolves around smoking. You know, so you smoke when you wake up. You know, when you're working. Okay, this is a good time for a smoke break. You know, and all of this sort of shit. Smoke. When it rains, it's smoke. You'll smoke. You get wet for it. You don't give a fuck. You have to smoke. You have to have one before going to bed. All of this sort of shit. Yeah, I mean, I was just constantly smoking, and it was the most stupidest thing I ever done because it takes over your life. You know, like your whole life revolves around it. Now that I don't have my life to revolve around it anymore, there's so much freedom from it because I'm not routinning myself over things like smoking, and I'm not blowing money on it either. Like the amount of money I've saved, you know, is why I'm able to buy all these different shirts. Why I've got these.
I mean, your merch purchasing went right up after you quit smoking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah baby, retail therapy.
I'm gonna buy a lot more clothes. I've got all these paintings behind me and all this shit. I've got these fucking fat birds, you know, in this cage next to me because I don't have to worry about covering them up in smoke now, and I can afford. You know, I never bought anything for myself. Everything I bought was to do with smoking. If I didn't
you bought for yourself weed and cigarettes.
Yeah, and if I exactly and if I didn't, you know, nothing else could be for anything else. It had to be for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I had the pleasure of seeing my granddad smoke himself to the grave and literally just him coughing up blood.
Yeah, that was on my dad went out
Yeah.
smoking, and yep, that was how he chose to go out. And I was like, well, all right then.
I saw that and I was just like, okay, well, I'm never smoking.
Yep, never touched it. Never ever touched the stuff.
Killed my grandfather, killed my dad. In the end, although he quit, he was still kind of doing it on the sly or vaping and all
Yeah,
this.
too late type of shit.
It's too late. It's too late. And,
My dad.
hello?
Wolf man cutting out.
Breaking up. Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry. As I say, they quit. Well, it's got about near enough 20 years now. And like and he's still around at like 73. It's just like it's one of those things where if you catch it soon enough, you can lead a reasonably healthy life. Like he's still rocking at 73. To the point that he's actually playing football, like walking football at 73 years old.
Nice. Well, Cheeto, this just doesn't fucking surprised me at all. I don't think you were ever going to smoke.
Don't get me wrong. Even though I've quit for almost 3 years, I've had a puff here or there within those 3 years, but it's only been a weed and like for instance at the poker game I played and you know what, I got high as a fucking kite and I never experienced that highness whilst I was smoking continuously because it was just like smoking cigarettes.
It was only because you did it the one time and then you're like, all right, I feel good now. And then
it's like when you don't drink alcohol and you have like a pint and you're pissed as a fart.
Yeah.
Like I can have 2 drinks and I'll be completely drunk because you know, I don't fucking drink at all. But on the flip side,
ate like a fuck. Yeah.
On the flip side with drinking, like I one of my weird things is I'd sober up really fucking quickly. So you get into this cycle of like you have to binge because like within like an hour or two, I'll just be fucking sober as anything. So, but then I was like, I don't like alcohol, so what the fuck am I doing? I just like eating. I'll stick to that. That's my drug.
But in a way, I'm kind of glad that tomorrow night's poker game's been cancelled because I won't bump into one of my mates. His name is Willie. I won't bump into him because he fucking like this guy. Yeah, he pulls out these fucking blunts and shit, man, and just starts smoking and all the fucking time. He actually comes to our games because it gives him an opportunity to get away from his family so he can smoke weed in the first place. You know what I mean? And shit like that. So, by the way, thank you very much, TLD, for the big ups. Yeah, like I and like Gemini said, the death is the motivation. Honestly, there was no chance of me ever quitting until I felt I was going to die.
Yeah,
and
you have that experience, and then you're like, all right, man, I got to cut this shit.
And it was so easy to quit after that because I thought I don't want to fucking die. You know what I mean? And that's where it became the easiest.
Your personality fucking completely changed after you stopped smoking weed as well. Completely changed because you remember how snappy you would get and just blow up over the smallest thing. Don't fucking see that. I haven't seen that in 3 years.
Yep.
I don't have that.
Sam doesn't hate everything as much.
Yeah, there's no withdrawal. There's no that thing. But and it's not just you, Sam, because I want to make it perfectly clear. My cousin, exactly the same. Just just couldn't comprehend things. Would get just snap really easily. Like any confrontation, had to clap back. Like all this kind of shit, and he still has that because he still smokes it. But with yours, it's completely not like you were fucking bad before that, but we've just seen. Like,
I notice it. I notice it as well. I notice it. Like I'm not as edgy and I'm on edge. Like I feel like sometimes like my buzz will get ruined. I get pissed off. Need to get high again to calm down again. You know what I mean? I don't have that in me anymore.
My cousin, fucking same. But
and one of the best things about being what's better than being a non-smoker is being an ex-smoker because it kind of shows that you got willpower. And I love bragging about it. You know what I mean? And I always get pissed off with people who tell me they don't smoke and they vape. You fucking smoke. Don't fucking give me that shit. You know what I mean?
Vaping is just as bad. There's a bunch of chemicals still going into your fucking lungs, and you don't even know what those fucking chemicals are.
Yep.
No, but I mean, I do commend people who try to do it because some people still need the kind of action of doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it's a habit thing. You know what I mean? So
this action wasn't for me. It was the fucking THC I needed. It wasn't this. People think that you need to repeat this action. I didn't give a fuck about that. I just needed to get fucking high. You know what I mean? I needed to get fucking high. That's all I needed to do. Whatever high I could get. And at one point, like some of the weed I was smoking wasn't getting me high anymore. Like I was like fucking, I was like going through weed like anything, and I was thinking, I'm not getting high enough. And then I end up buying more weed, because of the vicious fucking circle.
Exactly. That's it. Your body gets too you're not smoking more, and you just end up in this vicious circle. And but I would just say one thing for anyone that wants to quit smoking. Literally, the best thing you do is quit cold turkey.
Yeah, you got to stop. You got to
weaning off Nicorette patches, all this kind of shit is still designed to keep you addicted to nicotine.
Yep.
Literally, the best thing you could do. And within no time, it takes about 2-3 weeks for it to get out your system. I remember my brother quitting. He just literally turned around to me one day. It was like 25 years old. It was a long time ago. I was like, I can't be asked if I can smoke anymore. And I was like, random. And then he just never did. And all my friends that all of them smoked. I was the only one that never did, and they all just quit as well. Just literally overnight. After my brother did it, they all followed.
Yep.
I remember my mate Gary said, as soon as my wife gets pregnant, I'm quitting smoking. She got pregnant, he quit smoking, and that was it.
Also, I just want to add that the odd time when I have had a puff, it is really just a puff. It's not like I'm having a proper session again. I'm getting fucking smoking.
Yeah, you'll just take a hit and that's it.
I think even then, but my chest is like my lungs have reformed again to how they probably were, and so like I'm taking a drag and I can't take it in. Like it hurts almost.
Yeah.
Well, not coughing, but I just can't take it in properly. Like it just doesn't feel right. Like my lungs are no longer used to like sucking in, like sucking smoke. So like, so I'll take a drag or two, and I'm already high as a kite, and I'm done for the fucking day. I don't need to fucking, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm really, like I said, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm just happy. Yeah.
You pull away from it, and you're just like, oh, I can actually get high for really cheap, and if I do it irregularly, like once or twice,
and I'm not spending any money. Like everyone else is buying this shit. I'm just having a drag, and that's it. I'm done. You know what I mean? That's it. Me done. I don't want any more. You know what I mean? And even then, I don't have to have a fucking drag. So yeah.
Yeah, more money on merch, mate. That's what you know what I mean. You can, the greatest high you'll ever have, baby.
yeah.
All right. On that note,
buy things. So one more thing, like I'm already thinking about getting myself a new mobile phone. Like I probably wouldn't even thought of that. You know what I mean? If I was fucking still smoking weed.
Yeah, you'd have to wait for your other phones before even making that decision. But see, you got more money. That's it. And pack of fags over here is 17 quid.
Jesus.
Now, really?
Yeah. Let me take a look and see how much they are here. Like,
have a look. I'll just double check to make sure I am right.
Because I want to say our cigarettes are like $7-8.
That's cheap, man.
No, like, I mean, for like a pack of like 10, I think it's like 15 quid now.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, there you go. So a pack of what are these ones? These are Rothmans. A pack of Rothmans, 12 quid a pack. Jesus Christ.
Okay, maybe they don't sell them on there. Like, I'll check Amazon just for.
This is Tesco. Other places could be more expensive.
Let's see.
But just for a pack. I was wrong. It's about 12-13 quid for a pack of ciggies. Yeah, and that's like $18 almost for a pack of ciggies. They really jacked up the prices because they want everyone off of smoking by like 2030.
Damn, I see some packs are like $14.88 like on Amazon and shit, and I'm like, damn, yeah, things have gone up like a sumbitch.
Yeah, man, it's cheaper to buy weed now in the States.
Yep, than it is to get a cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, certain states it's totally legal.
Yep. Yeah. Colorado being one of them, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I do plan in 2 years' time to come over there.
Yeah.
See you, Jose, in the flesh.
Yep.
See Block in the flesh. Hopefully, Cheeto as well. Maybe Gemini. Maybe Dixie. Maybe TLD. Yeah.
Where do you live in the fucking South as well? You got slaves, been allowed slaves. Cool. All right, then. I think we're going to end it there.
Let's wrap this
Good
up.
show, guys. We kept it as light as possible. Good times. And thank you to everyone in the comments that joined in. We always appreciate your input. $6 a pack. You got it nice and cheap down south.
Good Lord.
And on that note, we will see everybody, around. If you're subscribed to the NerdTube channel, there's plenty of other content to enjoy. And if not, we will see you next Friday. Arrivederci.